Congratulations. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Girl, your diva in knowledge. Lady Mocha represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Well, I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Big ups to everybody in the chat. I normally don't do live chat this late, but because I had an incident that had recently occurred, I thought it was imperative that I did content on this particular issue. Big ups to everybody in the chat. Big ups to everybody in the chat. What's good? What's good? What's good? Now, usually I don't come on chat this late because, like I said, a lot of the times the bigger YouTubers they flood the YouTube traffic late at night. I guess for whatever reason, some of them are on different time zones or whatever the case may be. But, normally I do not do content this late on the weekday, but I'm off. I'm on vacation, so I decided, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my little content right quick. But nevertheless, I thought it was imperative because I just had encountered a situation in one of the mail spaces. It has. I honestly say, anybody who knows me, who's been rocking with me for a while, who knows how I rock. Big ups to everybody in the chat room. Everybody who knows how I rock, who's been supportive of my brand. Y'all pretty much know I'm a laid back type of chick. I don't really get in a whole lot of YouTube drama. Let me see, that's probably because I keep moving back and forth. Let me turn up my mic. Cause I ain't got it like these other y'all YouTube content creators. I don't have no $500 mic. I got this Blue Yeti. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can copy me. Let me know if my check sound. My mic check, mic check 1, 2. Okay. Let's see. Uh, Let me see. Let me know if my mic is still crazy. Yes, small YouTubers. Let me see. Let me know if my mic is correct. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to make sure I got this thing. Let's see. Okay, mic check, mic check. Okay, can y'all hear me now? Okay, y'all should be able to hear me now. I think it was my settings. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I should be on point now. I'm hoping I am. It's telling me from this end I'm on point, but I need to make sure y'all can hear me. Oh my goodness. All right, let me see. Is it still any technical issues? Mic check. Mic check. Okay, do y'all hear me now? See, am I still fading in and out? Because if so, I might have to log out and then come log. I might have to log off and log back in so I can get this correct. Better. Okay, let me see. I'm sounding better now. Okay, sounds like y'all telling me I'm sounding better. Okay, I'm gonna turn this volume up. Now y'all know I'm a small YouTuber. I ain't getting no big donations like that. I got to work with my little Blue Yeti microphone. Okay, all right, no problem. Okay, appreciate that. Normally I do not do live streams this time of night. But I'm doing it for two reasons, because something just occurred not too long ago in a chat room with me, and then I'm on vacation. So long story short, anybody who knows me, anybody who has been following my brand and following my channel, know for the most part that I'm a laid back type of chick. I don't get in a lot of um cyber harlot mess. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those type of female content creators. You see me on the panels screaming at dudes, trying to take over male spaces. I don't do that cyber harlot mess at all. I'm not a cyber harlot. I'm not always in the man spaces, creating drama with dudes and getting on the panel screaming and yelling and doing all that extra stuff. I don't do all of that. I make sure I conduct myself um in the YouTube streets the same way I would conduct myself in public streets. I make sure I carry myself like a woman. And if I'm feeling some type of way about something, I just gracefully exit the stage. I'm not about to sit up there and argue and go toe to toe with, people that I don't even know like that. For one, I'm not about to get out my character. And for two, I'm a married woman. What I look like arguing with some dudes, you know what I'm saying? That all that's looking way out of pocket, you know what I mean? So, nevertheless, this is basically what had happened, and this is the reason why I'm doing this particular content. Now, I'm hanging out in Red Supreme chat room. For those of you who are not familiar with Red Supreme, he's a male content creator, one that I definitely respect. I respect a lot of his knowledge. I respect a lot of his wisdom. I actually was one of the few women who was rocking with him way before his channel grew to the level that it has grown to. I've been following him when he was doing his content off a little Motorola phone or whatever. That's just how far back me and Red go. And me and Red, we have a lot of respect for each other. He respects my knowledge, I respect his, you know what I mean? So we've never had any issues with one another on the screen or behind the screen. We always, clicked and vibe. So me and Red Supreme always been cool. So I'm in the chat room listening, to Red speak, listening to him kick his knowledge. So I'm in the chat, I'm typing and hollering at some of the guys and some of the females in the chat room. We vibing. What's up, Queen of the South, Jonathan, everybody who coming in. So I'm vibing in Red Supreme's chat room, talking to the people in the chat. We collaborating, commenting. So as I'm commenting in the chat, and I would share the screen, but I'm not going to disrespect Red Supreme content and share it on my screen. I just don't believe in doing stuff like that. You don't take somebody else's work, even if you're trying to demonstrate or prove something. I don't vibe like that. I don't use nobody else's material. But anyway, so like I said, I'm in the chat room. I'm vibing. Like I said, I'm being a respectful, cool, laid back chick. I've always been. I'm not a cyber harlot. I don't get in a lot of drama and all this and that. So out the blue, this guy who never met me, I don't know him, he don't know me, we know nothing about each other. I never ran into this dude. I don't know him from a hill of beans. So out the blue, he decides to chat. He decides to post in the chat room, who the fuck is Mocha? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just let that fly. I ain't about to entertain that or whatever. So I'm gonna see if I'm gonna pull up the little conversation of what he said. I'm not gonna share it because, like I said, I don't share other people information. But I want to make sure I say exactly the words that he quoted without sharing red screen. Okay. All right. So, okay, let me see if I could pull it up here. So I'm like I said, I'm in red chat room, and we vibing. Yeah, okay, I found it right here. If you go to Red Supreme channel, you'll see it. You'll see the conversation that took place between me and this other individual, right? So like I said, I'm in Red Supreme chat, and he asks us, he posts us, who the F is Mocha? So I ain't say nothing. All right. Ignored him. He comes back right after that, and then he says, why she here? And I'm like, okay. And I'm not used to this because I'm not used to men being messy. That's kind of like a feminine energy thing. So I don't know how to take it when I don't know how to take it when a man comes at me with feminine energy. I don't know how to receive that. You know what I mean? I'm not used to men being messy, but I'm starting to notice that a lot more on YouTube. A lot of men are starting to slowly lose their masculinity, and they're going into that feminine energy where they're starting to be messy. It's a lot of dudes that are starting to be messy, like the black women they complain about. They are starting to mimic black women. They starting to act a lot just like these black women they complain about. And it's scary to me. It's very scary to me to go in certain spaces and hold a dialogue and not have to worry about a man coming at me verbally sideways, especially when I'm not starting shit. Now, when you starting shit, then you could expect to be handled back. I could understand if you one of those loud, rude, obnoxious sisters or whatever, you go in that man spaces, provoking stuff and getting out of pocket, then that's different. But when you go into a male space humble and you carry yourself like a woman, and then you have a dude come at you, it's a little disturbing. But let me get back to the point that I'm making. So he goes and says, who the fuck is Mocha? I didn't say nothing. He comes back and say, why she here? All right. I still ain't say nothing, right? So I'm still going on with my conversation. And then that's when I said, you know what? I'm a reply to him because I don't know what this dude's problem is. So I replied back, and I said to him, I said, hey, I've been a fan of Red from day one. Me and Red Supreme, we go way back. So what is your beef? Like, what's your issue? So the only thing I said to him was, I've been a fan of Red Supreme from day one. So this is what he comes back and says to me. Like I said, I don't know this dude. We never had any dealings, so I wasn't sure what his problem was. But he comes back and he says, because he tells you black holes to take accountability. I was like, I don't know. His exact words was, I guess he was trying to say his I guess his vocabulary is not up to par, but I guess he was trying to say, I can disrespect you. I'm assuming that's what he's insinuating. He says because he tells you black holes to take accountability. All right. So I replied back. I said, are you serious? I've never disrespected anyone in this space. So where are you going with this? That was my reply to him. So at that point, I guess Red Supreme saw the conversation that was taking place in his chat. And he was like, hold on, whoa, wait a minute, wait. Who's this dude coming from Mocha? Red totally stopped dude in his tracks. Like, wait a minute, hold on. What you coming for Mocha? That's one of my solid peoples. That's like my girl. That's my ace. No, you're not gonna come for Mocha now. She ain't one of them ones who operate like that. Me and Mocha, we tight. Nah, she cool. She good. And it was a couple of more guys who also came to my defense in Red Supreme chat. Now, my point of bringing this situation to y'all is, for one, I'm glad Red Supreme represented and defended me, because you have a lot of these male content creators. They will allow they would allow women to be disrespected in their male spaces. And he didn't allow that. You know what I'm saying? He definitely, he put a stop on it. Like, wait a minute, we not gonna do that. Not with her. You not, that's not acceptable. Whatever. I can't quote his words exactly, Jonathan. So yeah. So anyway, Red Supreme had to get him right together, and Red Supreme had to give me a wrench, because I guess he saw that, you know what I'm saying, that guys who don't even know what females he cool with are capable of coming into the man space, and because they see a female, they automatically feel the need to attack. So basically, my thing was, if Red Supreme would have not said nothing, if Red Supreme would have not defended me, on the strength of our friendship or whatever, that dude would have thought it would have been acceptable to continue to disrespect me. And this just goes to show you how bad it has gotten in these YouTube streets, that you cannot even be a black woman and go in a space and conduct yourself like a queen and still not be treated like a goddamn peasant. And the sad part is, the black women who really got motives, who really got hidden agendas, is, I won't even just say black women, I'm just say women in general, who have motives, who are in certain spaces for shady reasons, for with hidden agendas. These are the women that are never called out. These are the women that are embraced. Black women who really want a purpose, who really want to go in man spaces to learn, who really want to go in male spaces to dialogue with other men. We are the ones that are considered pick me's. We are considered cyber harlots. And it's just so unfortunate that you can't be a black woman and go into a space, even if you're not starting shit, even if you're not being disrespected. This man came at me like another female. Knew nothing about me, knew nothing about my content, not even realizing that I'm one of those sisters, that I'm way more pro man than I am pro woman. It's crazy. Says in the comments, Antonio, I got a lot of respect for you, because you connected me to the right people, move and help me out by giving me the right knowledge for me and my daughter's life. Oh, absolutely, Antonio. I appreciate it. That my thing is, I like to see black people, black men and black women be successful, grow. It's not all about, you know what I'm saying, trying to be top dog, and I want to be the only one to win. I want to see everybody win. But this is my point, y'all, and I'm not surprised. And he's not the only one. It's a lot of men, unfortunately, and it's all. And I won't just put all on men. Black women also. There's this stigma that the moment we are in each other's presence, we cannot even come together and have a civil dialogue, a civil conversation, without somebody bringing that attack dog syndrome. Absolutely, exactly, Franklin. I know no other way. You know what I mean? I'm in my 40s. I'm over 40. I'm past that stage of trying to impress. That's for them people that's, I'll say, probably in their 20s and teens, and they still trying to learn. When you're over the age of 40, you're not in the business of trying to impress. You're in the business of just keeping it real and being transparent. Once you hit a certain age, you're supposed to be on a certain level. But this particular incident that occurred, like I said, big ups to Red Supreme, because he did not have to defend me. You get what I'm saying? Red Supreme could have been one of those overly masculine type of dudes that could have allowed him to disrespect me just because I'm a woman. You feel me? Because you have some male content creators, they will not stand up for their female subscribers. They will not defend their female guests. They will not defend the females that are invited to their panels. So just the fact that he defended me, and he didn't have to, you know what I mean? Because you got some men, and I'm not saying all men are doing this, but you have some men that are so anti-black woman, they will allow a black woman to be disrespected even if it's not her fault. And I'm not giving this content because I want people to feel sorry for me or pity black women. But this is what has happened in the black YouTube sector. This black bashing culture has poisoned the way black men and black women, how we perceive each other. And what I mean by this black bashing culture, and I've already reached out to a couple of content creators. I'm going to be doing a live panel probably in like a week or so, because this has got to be discussed. This situation that it took place like maybe 2 hours or so ago. This is a prime example of how bad the black bashing culture has taken over the black YouTube sector. You cannot even have black men and black women be in the same chat room, be in the same perimeter without it being a dog cat fight. That's how bad it has gotten. Appreciate it, Antonio. And that's exactly, Queen. These unstable men and women who live for strife. I mean, the black and a lot of this has to do with the black bashing culture. And I know a lot of y'all probably are not familiar and aware of what the black bashing culture is. And this is a theory that I have come up with because I felt this is something that needed to be addressed. So for all of you who are not aware of the black bashing culture, basically what it has to do with is black female and black male content creators that are doing content and building channels and platforms based specifically on bashing the opposite sex in the black YouTube sector. In other words, there are black content creators that only do content about blacks. That's all they talk about. And like I said, I'm not surprised that particular gentleman disrespected me, because 9 times out of 10 he's one of those anti hate black women that he don't even know. He lacks discernment on what type of black women to hate. Now, I'm not saying you're supposed to cape for black women, you're supposed to be in love with black women. I'm not saying that. And I respect those who just truly don't like black women. I don't have a problem with that. But my thing is, you have to know when and where it's appropriate to express your hate for a black woman. And that's the same thing with a black woman. If you are a black woman and you do not like black men, you have given up on black men, you can't stand black men, that is your personal business. But there is a time and a place to express your hatred or your animosity towards black men. You don't have to express and display your hate for a black man or a black woman everywhere you go. So, as I stated, when this gentleman came at me in a chat room, not knowing me from a can of paint, he basically displayed a character that we as black women mostly display. He displayed bitterness right off the jump, right off the muscle. Jonathan says, I try to stay away from anti-black man, anti-black women channels. Breaks my heart seeing my people doing it that don't like that energy around me. And you know what, Jonathan? Let me tell you something, Mr. Coleman. Me and you on the same page, honey, because I've gotten to a place in life where I realize, and this is something y'all have to also realize as well, you have to be careful. You have to learn how to put yourself on a non-toxic spiritual diet. And what I mean by that is not just food. It's not just carbs. You got to avoid sugars, high fat foods. I'm not talking about a diet as far as foods and bad nutrients and fats and oils. I'm talking about you have to sometimes put yourself on a spiritual diet, meaning anything that is not good for the spirit, you have to get rid of it. Meaning that you can't listen to certain type of material or content, because if you listen to that stuff long enough, it will taint you, it will poison you, it will. What's up, Cartier? And Cartier, last time you came into my chat room and I didn't even acknowledge you, and I thought about it. I said, oh my goodness, I ain't even speak, I ain't say nothing. So big ups to you, Cartier, because I didn't even acknowledge you last time. A lot of y'all, I don't realize y'all even in here till I go back and I look, and I'm like, you know what, I ain't even shout that person out, I ain't say nothing to my guests and none of that. So if y'all come in and I don't say nothing to you, keep in mind, if I don't say nothing, then I'll always find out later, okay, they was at my chat room or whatever. Because when I get my thoughts going on full speed, sometimes I don't be looking at my chat. But as black men and black women, you have to realize this black bashing culture has poisoned and tainted the way we perceive one another. And the whole bottom line is that there are a lot of black content creators that are only doing content about black men and black women. What's up, Sassy Diva? How you doing, honey? And they're only doing content based on their own negative experiences, biased theories, and prejudice philosophies. There's no race in this planet Earth that's more prejudiced than black men and black women. We are the most prejudiced race towards one another. I don't see no other race who disrespects and degrades one another as much as we do. We are number one in the running when it comes to being disrespectful. And I am tired of people highlighting it. I'm tired of black men constantly saying black women are the one with the problem. And I am tired of black women stating that it is only black men who have the problem. Everybody wants to point the fingers. All this deflecting, when it really boils down to this. The whole problem with black men and black women is that we are the most rejected outcasts when it comes to society. And this is the reason why we have so much hate for each other. We are the community of rejection. We are the most rejected community, and that's why we consistently reject one another. Now, if you think about it, if you was in high school, there was always that one group of bullies who always hung out. It was either the bullies who was in a clique together, or was the popular people that was in a clique together, or was the nerds or the jocks that was in a clique together. And even though think about it, because I want us to be clear on this. For instance, even if you had all the popular people hanging together, the jocks, the popular cheerleaders, the popular whoever, even in that clique, eventually, even though they all was on the same level, they all had the same amount of popularity, but even eventually they would start having conflict with one another. So even in other words, the analogy I'm saying is that even if you're in the group with people who share the same common struggles, eventually you're still going to find something about each other that you just don't damn like. Eventually you're going to fall out with that person. Eventually there's going to be some animosity towards each other. Oh, what's up? What's up, Matrix? Some of us men don't even like talk to women because we assume rejection. Oh my gosh. It's not too many. It's refreshing to just hear black men be so transparent and say that honestly, the reason why we so nasty to y'all because we feel like y'all gonna reject us from the jump. This is something we need to hear. This is something black women need to hear, not stupid bitches, hair-hatted bitches. So, well, I get it. The ratchet ones, save that for them. But black women who really need to learn and want to learn how to love a black man, that is something we need to hear. There was a sister in here who needed to hear that. Thank you, Franklin, for the $10 donation. I appreciate it. Franklin says, Mocha, some of these men today are so emotional. You forget you talking to a man. Oh my gosh. And it has gotten so terrible. And I say that I'm not used to the breed of men that we have in this generation. Now, like I said, I'm not putting all men in the same box, but to see men allow females to cause them to get out of character to where they are becoming just as messy as the black women they complain about, it's very disheartening to me. You know, when you see men just stoop to the level of being so feminine that they're screaming like women, they're yelling like women. It's gotten so bad. If you look at the news, it's men that are killing women who are rejecting them simply because she didn't want to go out with him, simply because, you know, she defended herself because he pinched her on the butt when she came in the grocery store, when he came in the grocery store. I mean, I'm not talking about the ratchet black women that's loud and disrespectful and challenging your manhood, disrespecting you. Just, I'm not talking about black women who carry themselves on that level. I'm talking about the black women who carry themselves with class and intelligence. They allow men to be men without over talking them, without screaming at them, without yelling at them. But it's gotten to the point now, as a black woman, you can't even play it but so safe, because like I said, I was sitting in the background and dude was attacking me. I sat way in the background. I ain't say a word to him, and he came for me. And it's sad. And if I'm one sister, I can imagine what other black women go through it. I can imagine. And then the thing about it is, he was gunning for a sister that does the majority of her content against black women who don't know how to conduct themselves. That's the thing about it. Just because you see a black woman that's a black woman, you cannot assume that she's on the same level as all these other black women out here. Just because I'm black, just because I'm a female, that don't mean I think on the same level of all black women. Because contrary to what many may think, all of us wasn't raised the same. All of us don't have the same morals. All of us don't have the same principles. All of us were not raised under hood shenanigans. Yeah, for everybody who's coming in, just to kind of brief y'all up. The reason I was doing this content tonight because I was in Red Supreme's chat room. And Red Supreme, for anybody who doesn't know, he's a content creator. Me and Red have a lot of respect for one another. He respects a lot of my knowledge, and I respect a lot of his. I've been a fan of his work way before he got as big as he has gotten. So we have a solid friendship, you know, and we respect each other's work and content. We've done the show before. We never got around to doing the part 2, but I'm gonna get with him eventually with that. But basically there was a gentleman who came in Red's chat and posted in there, who the fuck is Mocha? Like I don't know why he came for me. I ain't say nothing to him. I never had any falling out with him. He didn't know me. So he came in there being messy like the black women we all complain about. He came in there being messy. So when he asked me who the F I was, And I replied back. I'm a fan of Red. I've been a fan of Red since day one. Me and Red go back. And he decided to tell me, he's decided to reply back to me, that you black holes don't take accountability, or y'all need to take accountability. And I'm like, what? Yeah, he says something in that, something to that line. I can't understand what his typing threw me off. Because he tells you black holes to take accountability. I guess he was trying to say I can, because he tells you black holes to take accountability. So basically, I replied back. I'm like, well, I've never disrespected anybody in this chat. Why are you coming at me? And what happened was Red picked up on it, and Red put him in his place immediately. Immediately, Red said, "Oh no, me and Mocha, we solid. No, that's my girl there now. No, I ain't gonna let you disrespect her now." And this what I'm saying. And it's all good, because Red Supreme, he handled it right away, and I'm grateful for that, because you have a lot of men now. They hate black women so much they don't even protect the ones who deserve to be protected. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of that has to do with the fact that so many black women have put such a bad taste in black men's mouths. I get it. Y'all see us snatching wigs on reality shows. Y'all see us scrapping in Waffle House after the club at midnight. I get it. Y'all see a lot of black women do a lot of ratchet stuff. But just because you constantly see that, you have to be careful and not aim that towards every black woman that you see. And that's the same thing with black women. I don't care as a black woman, if you was raised in the hood and all you seen was black men do hood things, or if you was raised in a household where you seen a black man disrespect your mother or father, you can't not go around holding that stigma and taking it out on every black man that you see. And it's gotten to the point now to where you have some of these brothers that are getting just as emotional as the black women they complain about. They doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Just got a cash app from Datorion, of course, as always, looking out for your girl. Appreciate you, Datorion, for the $5 donation. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, I'm not doing this content because I'm looking, I want pity or sympathy, but this is just the things that I want y'all to be woke. I want y'all to be aware of how bad black bashing has tainted and poisoned our way of thinking, to the point that we think it's okay to be disrespectful towards one another. And it's not just black men. You have black women who do the same thing. When you are constantly listening to content day in and day out, do you not realize that whatever you listen to, you become that? If you listen to it long enough, as a black woman, if you listen to content from other black women that bash black men all day, do you not think that's not going to taint how you perceive black men, how you treat black men, how you respect black men? If you listening to black women day in and day out, black men ain't shit, black men are dogs, black men are trash, but if you listen to that for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time, day in and day out, you don't think that's going to program and lock your mind, your way of thinking, and how you reason with black men? What's up, Lorraine? How you doing? Appreciate it, y'all. Ain't no love lost. There's never loss. It's always a lesson. Like I tell people, you never lose anything, because you best believe you're going to learn something from it. Nothing is ever lost. What's up, Lorraine? Lorraine said YouTube is built on bashing, full of bashing. No one is allowed to have his or her own space just to be. Yes, girl. I am white, but self-identity as Nordic. Some things happen in white community, same things. And I believe it. But and that's the other thing I want to talk about, that this black bashing thing. I'm gonna circle back around to that. But the same thing with black men. If you listen to black male content creators talk about black women ain't shit day in, day out, you listen to that faithfully every day. That's all you listen to is black male content creators trash black women day in and day out. You don't think that's not going to lock your mentality or your mindset? That's why I said it's very important. You have to be cautious of who you allow in your ear gate. And that goes for black men and black women. You sit around that poison is like sitting around people who smoke cigarettes, even though you never smoked a cigarette in your life. You sit around people who smoke cigarettes every day. You don't think that smell gonna get on your clothes, gonna get in your hair. You will start smelling like the people who you sit around, and you never even touched a cigarette, but you will smell like you smoke cigarettes. You can't sit around that all day. I've gotten to the point now to where I have unsubscribed from so many people because I cannot take. What's up, Lord Drag One? How you doing? I cannot take that. Matrix says, "Oh, I get jealous of gay men. Women respect them and empathize with them more than me. They love them." And you know what? And it's gotten to a point, and it's crazy, and it's crazy that you mentioned that, Matrix, is that black people, our self-esteem is so low. We are willing to take advice from anybody as long as it's something we want to hear. It could be Oscar the Grouch saying black men ain't shit. If you're a black woman and you love to hear that type of mess, you'll respect it just because it's coming from his mouth. Same thing. If Oscar the Grouch is saying black men ain't shit, as a black woman, if I love hearing somebody, negative things about black men, I'ma listen to it. I'm not gonna look at the messenger. I'ma look at the message. And that's the problem. The black community, the problem is a lot. It's as the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. I don't care how y'all want to slice it, dice it, and size it up. There's a lot of broken black men and there's a lot of scorned, bitter black women. All of us are broken in one way or another, and that is why we celebrate each other's failures. The moment a black woman is caught up in a scandal, these black male content creators are running to their laptop, logging on. They can't wait to talk about it because they want to prove that here it is, another effed up black woman who can't get her S together, who can't get her shit together. We got another one up, brothers. Here we got another black bitch that couldn't get it together. Here we got a one up. We won. We got another point. Let a black man mess up. Let a black man get in the scandal. Then there's a black female content creator running on her laptop. Can't wait to tell the sisters, hey, what's up, ladies? We got one. It amazes me how black men and black women, we want to see each other fail so terribly. We can't wait to see the other one lose. I can't tell you how many times soon as something happens with a black woman or a black man, these black bashing content creators, they can't wait to be the first to report it. Y'all ever notice that? Jonathan says, Azakitorion, because they see them as a threat. Yep, we can't wait to see each other lose. We can't wait. Exactly, Lord. You're right, though. You even get me together on this. Jonathan Coleman says, I was becoming that. I was starting to get bitter at black women watching anti-black women channels. I had to stop in and check and said, wait, before I started watching these channels. I know bad feelings about black women. I'm telling you, it's bad. It's bad. The black bashing culture is regulating the black YouTube streets. It has gotten terrible. It's gotten out of hand. And let me tell y'all something, Black people. Let me tell y'all something. If you even look at the slavery plantation, what our ancestors went through, do y'all not realize people have been profiting off of your pain, off of our pain for years? Do y'all not think that? If we can take it back to the slavery plantation era, where we had to bend over and pick cotton, and our ancestors went through back aches and sore bones and joints to bend over and pick cotton and to serve the master, and the master was profiting off of our pain. It didn't matter how much we suffered accommodating them, helping them to accomplish things or whatever. They was able to profit off of our pain. And it all started in slavery. They didn't care that we was losing our families, we was losing our babies. They didn't care that Black women were getting raped and Black men were getting physically abused. They did not care, because at the end of the day, they was profiting off of our pain. And if you really look at it, it is the same way today. But you know what the worst part of it is? It's not. Back then, it was just specifically white people profiting off our pain. But now Black people are profiting off of the pain of other Black people. And y'all the ones buying into it. Every time y'all sow seeds into these channels, every time you tithe into these Black male content creators that are bashing Black women, every time you tithe into these Black female content creators that are bashing Black women, they are profiting off your pain. You would not be sowing your seeds into that poison if it was not pain that you couldn't identify with. You sowing into pain. Because it's no different if I can contribute to a Black woman, me as a Black woman, if I can sow my seed into another Black woman that constantly degrades Black men, she's profiting off of my pain, because I'm only sowing into her brand because I feel she can identify with my pain. It's called trauma bonding. That is the reason why a lot of these dating coaches in the Black YouTube sector have become so successful, is because they are profiting off the pain of Black men and Black women. A lot of us are in pain because of things that we have gone through with each other in the past. And what it is trauma bonding. I'm going to go somewhere where people could identify with my pain. If I hate Black women, I'm going to support a brother who hates Black women, because me and him share the same amount of pain. In other words, we trauma bonding. So I'm going to invest into his movement because he identifies with my pain, because he shares the same common pain that I share. He hates Black women, so therefore I'm going to hate Black women. And that is the same thing with Black women. Black women are going to invest and support other Black women's channels who talk negatively about Black men, because it's all about trauma bonding. People are going to invest in what they feel identifies with their level of pain. Exactly, Cartier. Black people, we've always been able to profit off each other's pain. It's always been like that. You want people to support your movement? Talk trash about Black women all day. Oh, they'll support it. They'll be sitting there front and center. Want people to support your movement? Talk trash about Black men all day. And the problem with the Black community, the problem with Black men and Black women, is that we want to keep telling each other to take accountability. But the sad part is, I don't hear nobody talking about individual accountability. It's always collective accountability. Black men, I hear Black male content creators and Black female content creators, they always talk about accountability, but I have not heard one Black woman or one Black man, I ain't heard one yet say we need to take individual accountability. I ain't heard nobody say it yet. When you learn how to take your own accountability and own your own failures, you're not worried about who's owning their accountability or not. That is the reason why black men and black women are always calling each other out on accountability, because we have not owned our own. And as long as I don't own my own failures, I can keep calling yours out. Long as I can ignore my failures, as long as I can ignore my fuck ups, I can call you out on yours. That's that. Black men and black women, we've been playing this same game for years. I'ma call you out on your bullshit so I don't have to own mine. I'ma tell you how fucked up you are so I don't have to own my fuck ups. I'ma tell you a no good ass black man so I don't have to accept my failures as a black woman. Or as a black man, I can tell you where you are a no good ass black woman so I don't have to accept my faults as a black man. And really the truth of the matter is, truth be told, people always want, black people, we always want to call the opposite gender out. Like I'm always hearing black men go in on black women to black men, and I'm always hearing black women go in on black men to black women. But the whole ordeal, the whole bottom line, the whole problem to it is that instead of going in on what the opposite gender should be doing, ain't doing, could be doing, would be doing, what black people need to be doing is you need to be coaching your own gender how to better themselves as black men or black women. In other words, as a black female content creator, instead of me constantly going off about how black men ain't shit, how black men ain't nobody to other black women, that's all I'm preaching. No, what I need to be doing is telling black women, look here, you get your shit together. Start worrying about these black men, if they're going to respect you, if they're going to appreciate you, if they're going to acknowledge you. No, you need to get your shit together. We ain't got time to, we can sit here back and forth all day, talk about what black men do, what black men don't do. No, what we need to be talking about is self-awareness, being aware of yourself, so you don't fall into the pits of becoming another statistic. Same thing with black men. I listen to black male content creators bash black women day in and day out. What he should be doing is telling him how to better himself as a black man so he could avoid falling into the pitfalls of getting with the wrong black woman, instead of black bitches ain't shit all day speeches. Once, oh, what's up, Tanya? Sweat, I didn't see you. Once, and the problem with black people, now that we got a voice, we don't know when to shut the fuck up. And that goes for men and women. You give black people a voice because our ancestors didn't have it. And now that we got a voice, we do not know when we're doing too much. We do not know when we're saying too much. We do not know when to be quiet and know when not to say anything. But basically, no gender in the black YouTube community sector is less guilty than the other. I'm tired of black men always making it seem like black women is the problem and they're the only problem. And I'm tired of black women making it seem like black men are the problem and they're the only problem. We all are the problem, whether you want to own that, own it or not. Now, that's another point to Tori on. Now, I know other content creators, other races are messy. I've heard white content creators have their drama with other white content creators, but let me tell you what makes them different from us. And this is not to say they're better than us, but let me tell you what makes other races different from black people. Point in case. That's why I tell black people, don't listen to one content creator. Listen to several. You will not learn shit listening to the same one preach the same bullshit day in and day out. Listen to more than one content creator. I listen to both.
I listen to black men not going on black women. I listen to black women not going on black men. I listen to both. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't want not one person programming my mindset. If you listen to one person, think about it. If you listen to one content creator and they preach the same narratives day in and day out, slowly but surely, they're locking your mentality. But if you're listening to different people that's giving you different outlooks and giving you different narratives, your mind cannot be programmed as easily. If that makes any sense. Don't worship a YouTube dating coach so much that you only listen to his philosophies, his narratives, his way of thinking. If you keep listening that listening to the same person preach all the time, you will think like they think. You will reason like they reason, and that is how this black bashing cult has emerged, because too many of y'all been listening to the same people preach the same narratives. And the reason why, and I get it, the reason why, for instance, if you have a black woman who loves to listen to another black woman talk bad about black men, and she never listens to any other content other than that, it's because she feels more comfortable with her hate. And the problem with the black community is a lot of us feel safe in our hate. And I said this the last time I came over here and did a live, and the last time I did my live. Black men and black women, we feel safe in our hate. We are so afraid that if somebody that if God forbid if we change our mind, somebody's going to call us a simp. God forbid if we change our mind, you will pick me. Because if you've always thought black men ain't shit and you decide to listen to a different content that tells you that, oh no, all black men ain't shit, now you have a different perspective. You are so afraid that if you turn your back on the anti-black man community, that all the bitter black female sisterhood is going to shun you. What's up, Ruby? I know you got my email because we're going to be talking about this black bashing content. A lot of y'all want to stay hateful because you so afraid that if you change your mind, they're going to call you a simp. They're going to call you a pick-me. They're going to call you a traitor. Because y'all have become minions. Same thing with you black men. You want to stay listening to black content creators that talk trash and bash black women all day, because you so afraid that if you was to listen to a brother that would give you a different insight on that, you so afraid that if he was to change your perspective, that you're going to be called a simp. And a lot of the stuff these dating coaches are preaching is stuff that is not new under the sun. They just don't learn how to finesse it and make it sound better. They're not preaching anything. If you really think about it, technically, all of these so-called YouTube dating coaches, they're not saying anything that has not already been spoken. And y'all up here praising them like they Jesus and y'all savior. Y'all tithing to them like y'all members of their damn congregation. And meanwhile, they really don't give a rat's ass about you, because if they cared about you, they'll be trying to better you, not entertain you. What's up, Ambion? How you doing? But what the turn on was saying, that's the point I want to make. This is the stuff I peep. That's why I don't listen to just black content creators. And I suggest to all of y'all in here, please don't get hooked on listening to the same goddamn person. Do not make a dating coach on YouTube your Lord and Savior. Please don't. Don't even make me your Lord and Savior. Check out other female content creators. Go other spaces where you can learn different things from different people. You ain't going to learn nothing listening to the same person day in and day out, because their narratives ain't going to change but so much. Okay? Now, every once in a while, I listen to the White Manosphere. I'm subscribed to one of the White Manospheres. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm subscribed to the Black Manosphere. I listen to both. You know why? Because one person is never going to own Mocha's mind. You're not going to own my mind. When you listen to one person, listen to one dating coach, they slowly but surely, they will own your mind. If that's the only person you tune into, that's the only person you support. Like I said, I listen to both and I enjoy both because I like to learn from everybody. Now, when I listen to the white manosphere, what I notice about them that's different from the brothers is that when they talk about their women, they go in on their women. They do. They go in on their white women too. They do. One matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you what his name is. His name is Entrepreneurs in Cars. He's a white guy, bald, and he talks to men all the time about not allowing women to have too much control of their assets and investments. So that way they have a solid future. He makes a lot of points that a lot of the men in the black manosphere already make. You get what I'm saying? But I like to listen to both of them, right? Now, this is where he's different. This is where they different compared to what our men do to us. When he talks about his women, when he talks about women, and he's, and another thing that I notice about white manosphere, they don't let females in their spaces. That's why they don't have the drama y'all brothers are having right now. But we gonna save that for another day. So he's telling the guys how to protect themselves, how to because they talk about investment businesses, and that's the good thing. They don't stay on women all the time. They talk about business, they talk about traveling, they talk about other stuff. Now, when they do talk about women, I've never heard them say white women are trash. White women love to get injections in their lips so their lips could be big like black women. I don't even hear white men compare their white women to other women of other races. I've never heard them do it. I've never heard a white guy from the white manosphere say, "Oh, Becky is trying to be like Bukisha. Becky is getting tans because she don't want her pale skin. She can't accept her pale skin. She wants to be dark like a sister. So she goes and pays for tans $70-$80 a week." I haven't heard it yet. If y'all heard it, let me know. I ain't heard it. I do not hear them. They do go in on their women, but not the way the brothers do. They don't compare their white women to black women. They just stay on the subject about their women. They don't bring up other races. If y'all heard them do it, let me know. I ain't hear it yet. I did not hear any of these white men. They make their points just as solid without the comparison. They don't compare their women to no other race, but the brothers do it. And don't worry, I'm going to get on the sisters. I'm not going to let them off. And another thing, why I'm listening to him talk to these other white guys on their panel about women, about, making sure you marry the right type of woman. I notice they don't even call a women white women. They don't even describe their color. They just say women. When I hear the white man in the white manosphere space discuss topics and subjects pertaining to women, he just says women. I've never heard him just single out and say white women. He just says women. When I heard this white guy speak, he said, women will take advantage of you. Women will try to, benefit off of your success. Women, he just says women. He don't say white women will try to take you for what you got. White women will try to, sabotage your business. He don't even describe his woman's color, but our brothers do it to us. Thanks, Ambion. Women a lot less. I agree, Rubes. Rubes said when I first got to YouTube, the Black Manosphere spoke about women a lot less. Agreed. Elaborate on that a little bit more for me, Lord. I think I got an idea what you're saying. But break that down for me a little bit more if you don't mind. You heard them say little stuff like that. But okay, so they do say it, but they don't beat it like a drum. Okay, I'll put it this way. Okay, let's say if they do say it, how do they say it? Like, it's one thing if you're trying to do like a comparison, like for instance, because we all compare as by nature. You're not going to do a topic without comparing something to something. Now, it's one thing if I say there's a percentage of Black women that are single mothers, we're a higher percentage compared to other races. Now, if I'm doing a statistic, I'm making a valid point, or I'm trying to, like, build a foundation, that's different. I'm talking about, do they just compare like in a degrading way, like white women are trash compared to Asian women or Puerto Rican women? Is not what you say, it's the context and how you use it. When I've heard them compare other women, it's been like a statistic type of thing. When I hear brothers do it, it's more of a degrading thing. In other words, I haven't heard white men say white women want to be like Black women. I haven't heard white guys say that. I haven't heard them say, well, white women, they get breast jobs done and they getting Brazilian butt lifts because they want to be like sisters. I don't hear white guys say it. Let me see. They be saying the result too far out. Yeah. Okay, they'll be seen as racist except too far. Yeah, pretty much. You got a point there, Lord. You got a point there. They can't compare white females to Black females like we can in modern society, unfortunately. And you got a point there. I can't argue that point, Lord. That's true. But what I'm saying is they make their points valid, and I can hear them very clearly without the comparison. They saying stuff that guys in the manosphere is saying, but they're not even doing it without all the extra degrading and the extra, and their points are just as solid and just as strong. And that's the same thing. Now, same thing with the sisters. I don't hear white women going in on Black men as harsh as we do. I don't hear them. And like Lord one says, and it could be because they know it'll make them look racist. So they know they can't get away with it. But does that still make it right though? Even though we can get away with it and it's a Black thing, I guess, does that make it right though? You mean to tell me we can't give content and make valid points without degrading and bashing and insulting one another? Does that make it right though? Very true. It's still different. They blame the Western world of feminism ideas. It's not about white women being inferior, and they don't think they are broken beyond repair. And that's all I'm saying. And it's not to make them sound more superior than us. It's not to make it seem like white men or have more respect for their women than do. But what I'm saying is we should be able to kind of do the same. Like, you can still make your points without the degrading. But I want to talk more about this Black bashing culture. Because it's very necessary that we address this issue. So the question lies, why are so many Black content creators so consumed with Black bashing content? Now, don't get me wrong. This has been going on for quite some time, but it's gotten to the point now to where it's so many Black content creators that are doing it. You can't go to one space without them talking about Black women like trash for 3-4 hours, and then they're letting other women, non-colored women, also join in and talk trash about Black women. And you can't go to Black women's spaces without them trashing Black men day in and day out. All they want to talk about is Black men who don't take care of their kids. All they want to talk about is Black men who want to swirl, and it's to the point to where this has become a major asset to Black content creators. This is all we want to do day in and day out, is just get on these platforms and just bash the opposite sex. Now, many Black content creators are becoming more consumed with creating content based on Black bashing for various reasons, but most of it has to do with the fact that Black bashing content has gained many Black content creators for things. So the question is, why are Black content creators, Black men and Black women, why are they so infatuated with Black bashing? Why do these new dating coaches, why are they so obsessed with just bashing the opposite gender? The first thing is popularity. I meant to put one. Y'all, I'm typing real sloppy. And this the last thing right here. So I just listed 4 reasons for why Black male and Black female content creators have become so obsessed with the Black bashing content. And the first reason is popularity. Um, Unfortunately, the only way you're going to have a big channel, you're going to have to go in on one or the other. You got to pick a side. If you want your channel to be popping, you got to either be a anti-Black man basher or anti-Black woman basher. You got to be one or the other. That's the only way your channel is going to be popping, because people only want to support what supports their pain, what supports their philosophies. It's kind of like this. If you don't like Italian food, last thing you're going to do is go to an Italian restaurant. If you only like Chinese food, you're not going to an Italian restaurant. Same thing. If you like Italian food, you're not going to go to a Chinese restaurant. People want to go with where they feel safe. People want to go places where they feel like other people can identify with their struggles and with their problems. And that's the bottom line. And that is the reason why a lot of these dating coaches, they done got smart. These dating coaches done figured out the combination to these subscribers. They know that if they do a channel based on bashing the opposite sex, that's what's going to get y'all sewn into their platform. That is what's going to get y'all to support them. They have figured out the combination to becoming successful. That's why you have so many of these dating coaches now. When YouTube first started, when the Black sector first came out, nobody wasn't trying to be no dating coach. It was all about just having a panel, live streaming, and everybody pretty much elaborating on different topics. But they ain't hardly doing that no more. A lot of people now is branching off, and they're trying to write books. Everybody think they're qualified to be a dating coach now. Everybody has pretty much appointed themselves to be a dating coach. And a lot of them have appointed themselves to be a dating coach, and some of them have never even dated. A lot of them don't even know what a date means. You can't call yourself a dating coach and you telling people to bend over on the sofa, to bend over on the couch. I mean, how are you helping men to want to learn how to really court women in a successful way without sabotaging their future, all because you want to bend somebody over? Bending somebody over is why a lot of these dudes in the predicament they in. That's why they paying child support for kids from women who they don't want. That's why they on their third, fourth of divorce. That's why you got some men who, got all this mess and chaos and toxic women involved in their lives, because you have brothers out here that's giving other black men the wrong information. They're giving them misinformation, making them think it's okay to be a male gigolo. It's okay to be a male hoe. They're up here telling these guys to do that, but this misinformation is why you have a lot of guys that got all some. Why you have a lot of men that got so much chaos in their life, because you're making them think that the more men they have, that defines their masculinity. No, the more women you have, that's the more trouble you're gonna have. That's the more problems you're gonna have in your life. Get you one woman, settle down with, have a life, and that's it. Stop trying to be a hoe. Stop trying to be a player. That's not going to work, because the way these females are now, you can't go around playing with women's emotions all kind of way. And it's sad, but some of these black dating coaches, they going to set some of these brothers up for failure, because they lying to these dudes and telling them, just bend over. Just, you use her, abuse her. You run into the wrong woman. That's not going to take that nonsense. It end up dead. I mean, you got a lot of scorned women out here who not about to tolerate being lied to, who's not about to tolerate being mistreated. It's a lot of women out here that ain't going for that. So you listen to these dating coaches if you want to, telling you to play women and hurt women and use women. Ain't too many of them going for that. I was women in prison now, killing men who done sat there and played with them. What's up, Trell Tinsley? Appreciate you for coming in. Because back in the days, you needed receipts to prove you were qualified to coach. Now you just need to be pushing the echo chamber thoughts. Yep. And we're the ones that's supporting it. You know why? Because black people have gotten to a place we don't want to be educated anymore. We want to be entertained. The second thing is views. That's why a lot of the black bashing culture is becoming so popular. People are willing to gain views by any means necessary. People are it's all about now at this point. People are willing to sell a soul just to become big in the YouTube sector. It has gotten just that bad. People are desperate for views. And it's gotten to the point to where now, a lot of US subscribers, y'all are going to have to be really careful, because in a few, you're not going to be able to tell the real from the fake, because so many people are doing the same thing. It's to the point where nobody has any originality anymore. Everybody is kind of like riding the same coattail. Everybody either wants to just bash black men, or they just want to either bash black women. Nobody's not trying to do anything different. And the sad part is, if you try to do something different, it's not going to be noticed, because people want to go where there's clownery. People respect clownery. People don't respect knowledge anymore. It's all about clownery. Yeah, a lot of that's going on, Queen of the South, and you're right. And it's going both ways. That's what I said. It's not it's not just black men, it's not just black women. It's both. We are the rejected community. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is why black men and black women, we can't handle rejection. Because the truth be told, a lot of us been rejected the majority of our lives. But guess what? A lot of people, a lot of them, they're not going to admit to that. They're going to make it seem like all their life they never been rejected. All their life they could just get any man they want. They could get any woman they want. No, it's not enough of black men and black women being honest and being transparent. Like I said, I've had a few brothers who came to me. I had one or two of them in the chat room tonight that was transparent and honestly admitted that they had animosity towards black women because of personal things they have gone through. Now the rest of these brothers out here, they're not gonna keep it 100. They're not gonna do that. And you got black women too. You have black women that will not be honest and say, I hate black men because all of my baby daddies have failed me. And because I'm angry with the decision I made, I'm gonna take it out on every black man. I'm gonna just call all black men dogs. When really, It's not all black men. It's the men you chose. You chose you chose those dogs. Don't go around here calling all black men dogs. You chose those dogs. You didn't want the nice guy because he was corny. He was not attractive. He was an eye candy to your girlfriends. You didn't want him. You didn't want the nice guy. He's a cornball. He's lame. But now you want to go around here preaching that all black men ain't crap when it's the ones you chose. And the sad part is these are the same sisters that are content creators. They are pushing this bitter narrative that all black men ain't crap, all black men ain't this, all black men ain't that. That's the black men you chose. Why is you going around here poisoning all black women to think like that? Thank you, Angela, for the $10 donation. I appreciate you, dear. Thank you very much. It's sad. Ambiance says there are numerous young men who have no idea how to court a woman in self-respect. They need guidance, but are getting it from the wrong people. Absolutely. Some YouTubers use this to their benefit. That's a good point you brought up. Somebody just brought that up not too long ago. They're saying how these young black men now, these dating coaches, a lot of these black male content creators, they are setting these young black men up for failure. They're lying to these young men, telling them you can just take these women, you can use them, you can just bang them and smash these chicks and keep it moving. You smash a chick if you want to, and she gonna try to smash you. Let me tell you something. A lot of black women are already overly emotional. They've already encountered numerous rejections. They are on the edge. All it takes is for one more wrong brother to push that button, and they're going to either end up killing them or killing themselves. Now, so again, like I stated, the reason why a lot of black content creators are obsessed with black bashing is because of popularity, views, and the next one is financial profit. Y'all will let people tell y'all anything just so they can keep getting money off of you. A lot of these YouTube content creators, these YouTube dating coaches, they have become like false prophets. Just like you got some of these pastors in ministry who are not really they are not really preaching the word. They're not really living the word they are preaching to y'all. Like these fake pastors, these fake evangelists, and y'all are just like these church members who worship them no matter what. Like, God bless his soul. Everybody remember the incident with Eddie Long, with Bishop Eddie Long? I can't even call him Bishop, but a lot of y'all, do y'all remember the incident with Bishop Eddie Long? And remember that scandal came out with all of these, men in the church? They called him Bishop Eddie Long, but I call him Bishop Eddie Wrong. Oh, you said it. We said it at the same time, Queen. Yeah, and y'all are just like the members of the congregation. Y'all gonna sow there, and yes, pastor, yes, y'all gonna worship, praise, and it's so sad because a lot of these YouTube dating content creators, they're gonna get exposed, and guess what? Y'all still gonna defend them. Y'all lying. Y'all just hating on him. Y'all just hating on her. No matter how much these I guarantee you, a lot of these YouTubers are going to get exposed. And even when they expose them, y'all gonna lie. Y'all gonna be ride or die for y'all favorite YouTubers. Y'all gonna be praising and worshiping them like they pastors, like they y'all saviors. And the bottom line is a lot of them are not preaching a lot of what they're living here on YouTube. And when it's all over with, a lot of y'all going to be real embarrassed and real ashamed because y'all up here riding and dying with people who nothing like what they pretend to be. YouTube is all show. YouTube is nothing but showcase. The majority of these dating coaches, that I don't care how well dressed they are, I don't care how book smart, how intelligent, you do not know any of these individuals personally to be defending them to death. You don't know them. And the sad part is, like I said, even when they get exposed, a lot of y'all have become so blinded, just like these members with these fake pastors that they worship. Y'all not going to believe it anyway. Y'all going to defend y'all favorite dating coaches to the end. Oh, y'all just hating. And it's becoming a cult. Just like with the cult leader Jim Jones, who had all them people believing that they was going to go to heaven and meet the Lord if they drank that poison. That man had hundreds of people. That's how bad he had their mind. He was able to convince them to drink poison. Not only he gave it to them, he gave it to their children and their grandchildren. I'm telling you, the YouTube sector is becoming it's becoming a cult. A lot of y'all minds are being had and y'all don't even know it. Y'all are under a spell. But you have to be deep and you have to be woke to understand that. A lot of y'all been hibernating for a long time. Let me tell y'all something. It's basic common sense. Black people, y'all making it harder than what it is. For you to state so strongly, for you to so strongly hate something, you had to have loved it at some point. You can't hate something you never loved. No matter, even when Eddie Longstroke was exposed, do you not know his congregation still wouldn't leave his church? The members were still tithing. The members got offended when people kept bringing it up, talking about it. That's just how much they worshiped and praised this man. And a lot of y'all are nothing but YouTube dating worshipers. It's a lot of YouTube dating worshipers. Exactly, Queen. And it goes both ways. You can't strongly, and the thing about it is, what y'all have to understand is you can't always look at the messenger. You got to look at why. Why do you like to keep speaking on this? Is it because you really want to help us better ourselves, or you really want us to keep fattening your pockets? You got a lot of the black, like the black bashing culture has triggered attack dog syndrome to the point where you can't go into space without a black man or a black woman disrespecting one another. Like I told you, I had dude coming for me. He didn't even know who I was, all because he has become a minion. He's under the spell of hating black women. He was already hating me and didn't even know me. He's under the spell. So I know he's a YouTube dating worshiper. For him to come at me the way he did, he's a YouTube dating worshiper. It's somebody in his YouTube sector who he worships. He values their opinion about black women because he came in attacking me and I didn't even disrespect him. I agree, Queen. Queen says, people who talk about relationships this much without positivity or solutions ain't it. There's no way they are happy in a relationship or on their way to a fulfilling relationship. Absolutely not. And then the next thing is subscribers. That's why a lot of black men and a lot of black male consecrators and black female consecrators, they have become infatuated with the black bashing culture because it's all about a fan base audience. So I know many of y'all are wondering, what's the big deal? What's wrong with black bashing? Oh, it's all good, Red Mike Radio. Red Supreme handled it for me. I know I'm gonna have to preach this story for the third time, but I got people coming in. That's the reason why I'm doing tonight's content, because I was in a Red Supreme. Me and Red Supreme were cool. You know, we're on the same page a lot intellectually. You know, I've always supported his channel even before it has grown as big as it has. And, you know, he's always supported me and I supported him as well. One of the guys in the chat room asked me, without even knowing me, what the hell I was doing there. Out the blue, he just got disrespectful. Asked me why I was in the chat. And then he asked me who the hell I was and what the hell I was doing there. And the only thing I said to him was, I'm here because I'm a fan of Red Supreme. Me and Red Supreme, we go way back. I'm here in his chat room to listen to his content. And I felt like I had the right to be there like anybody else. Then he had the audacity. Now, I wasn't being disrespectful to him. He had the audacity to tell me, you black hoes don't take accountability. Why are you acting like the black holes that you're complaining about? Because your black holes are messy. And dude, right now you're being messy. Why are you coming for me? Didn't even know who I was. Came in Red space, disrespecting me, and Red put him in his place right away. Red checked him and said, nah, Mocha's cool. She ain't one of them. No, I'm not going to let you disrespect her like that. He nipped it in the bud right away. Now, had that been anybody else, let me tell you something. Some of you black men are so anti-black women, y'all will let another black man disrespect a black woman even if she was not in the wrong. That's how bad it done got. And the only thing is that Red Supreme put him in his place. Now, Red Supreme could have been one of them dudes so worried about his views. I ain't about to defend a black woman on my channel for them to call me a simp. Now, Red could have had that attitude and allowed dude to verbally attack me like a pit bull. Y'all talking about women, German shepherds. What about these damn pit bulls we got? These black men who love to attack black women who ain't doing nothing. For cancel culture. Cancel culture. I believe that, Lorraine. Like I said, I wasn't on the panel being messy. Some black women, they do bring it upon themselves. They do stuff to draw attention to themselves, to make people want to attack them. I was being my normal self, like I always be. I'm always in Red Supreme chat. Even other guys had to come in there and tell him, dude, don't slow your roll. The Mocha ain't like that. He has become such an anti-black woman minion. He didn't even do his research before he went in on me, before he attacked me the way he did. It was definitely feminine behavior. I'm seeing a lot of black men acting like the black women they complain about. They listening, they letting these dating coaches get in their head that all black women ain't shit. So the moment a black woman expresses herself, even if she's being classy and she's being womanly and staying in her place, he's still gonna find a reason to be on attack dog mode. I'm like, really, dude? Exactly, Trail Tinsley. I'm like you. I've been detoxing. That's why I have unsubscribed from a lot of these black bashing channels. I can't listen to that day in and day out. I told y'all have to be careful what you allow feed your spirit, what you allow in your ear gate. You can't sit around that stuff all day. I'm not going to listen to a black woman talk trash about black men all day on her channel. I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to listen to a black man talk trash about black women all day. Now, I get it. It's okay sometimes, but damn, you can't talk about something else every day. And you know what? And this is the thing. My problem with black men and black women, why are we always going in on the opposite sex? In my opinion, black women need to be correcting black women and black men need to be correcting black men. Correction starts from us, starts from your own kind. That's like if you a parent and you got kids, somebody else got to raise your kids instead of you raising them. Learn how to raise your own before you try to raise anybody else's. Trell says, People been using the word simp in the wrong definition. A man who care for a woman and a woman care for a man is not bad at all. A simp is one without a backbone and let others walk all over them. I just said this in my last content. I said it's gotten to the point, y'all. Black people, we hate each other so much that if a black woman loves a black man, she's called a mammy. Black women will call you a mammy for loving your black man. And if you're a black man who love your black woman, they will call you a simp. It done got so bad that you're not even allowed to love your man or your woman without another black person making it look bad. Like Russell Simmons was saying how much he loved Sierra. People lost it on this man. But I bet if she would have been a white woman or Puerto Rican woman, people would have gave him all the props and the kudos in the world. I can't love my black husband without another bitter black woman saying that I'm a mammy. She considered me a mammy because I love my black husband, or because I do content that supports black men, or however, I'm a mammy. A black man cannot express his love about a black woman without being called a simp or a better male. It's sad. You can't even love another black man or black woman without being judged poorly. That's how bad it has gotten. You bet not dare tell another black man how much you love your black wife and she's the queen of your life. He gonna look at you like you dysfunctional, like you wrong for putting your black wife on your pedestal, and that's your wife. I'm not talking about a hoe. I'm not talking about somebody you met off a back page. This is your supporter. And that's why black love is so hard to find, and these YouTube dating coaches have made it worse. They got black women looking dysfunctional and helpless, and we just a lost cause to society. Or they got black men looking like, you know, they're dogmatic. They don't have no respect for black women. It's just really, really disheartening how bad, how it's gotten to this point to where black people, we don't think we deserve love. Black people don't think we deserve love. As a black man, you don't deserve love from a black woman. As a black woman, you don't deserve love from a black man. And now y'all seeing these swirling relationships crumbling right before your eyes. These white women is leaving these black men who y'all worship so much. These black women, they getting played by their white husbands. It's just a straight hot ass mess. Exactly. No, it doesn't make you a mammy. You're supporting your black man. And I get it. I'll tell on myself. I don't have to throw the black women under the bus. I will tell on myself. I hated black men because I kept getting rejected by them. I was in a space, I say I was probably about 18, 19. Depending on your age bracket, depending on where you live, it's so many circumstances that can cause you to become rejected as a black woman. I was living in Ledyard, Connecticut. And when I said Ledyard, Connecticut, I call that the chess community. Or anybody in here know the game of chess? What colors do the chessboard have? What colors do the chessboard have? Black and white. I lived in the chess community, nothing but interracial relationships. That's how it was in that little. I was living in Ledyard, Connecticut, and it was nothing but black, white, black, white, black, white. You know how discouraging I was as a black woman. Everywhere you go to the movies, see a black man and a white woman. Go to the grocery store, see a black man and a white woman. Go to the hair store, see a black man and a white woman. Go to the shoe store, see a black man and a white woman. Go to the buffet, see a black man and a white woman. Go to the concert, see a black man and a white woman. That's how bad it was there. And I honestly, and I felt, that's why I said it depends. It's a reason. It's a reason why black women, not saying that they're justified in it, but that's why I'm telling on myself. I can't speak for other black women, but I could tell on myself. I was in a bitter space. I hated black men because I was not getting the attention I wanted from a black man in that point in time in my life. And sometimes as a black woman, you will not get attention depending on where the hell you live, depending on how young you are, depending on how many kids you got. You do put yourself in a bracket of being rejectable. I was in a rejectable phase because of the town that I lived in. Brothers was not checking for sisters like me. You had to be light or white, or you wasn't right. If you was brown, they wasn't down, type of thing. But but it was just that bad, Queen. I couldn't go to the buffet. That, Angela, that was when I was stationed in Ledger, Connecticut with my dad. I being a military brat. I had just graduated from high school. And, it was in 1999 when I graduated from high school. And black women, depending on where you live at, I didn't have that many options. It was not a lot of brothers to choose from. And the brothers we did have, they wanted cream without the coffee. So that's why I say your circumstances can make you feel rejected. And sometimes it has nothing to do with the black men who don't want you. It depends on where you live, your age, depend on what the phase of your life you're in. I know it had everything to do with the country, with where I was living. So that was my bitter phase for me when I noticed all the white women was getting more attention than I was getting. And when I tried the swirl, the crazy part about that little town when I lived in, I'm like, okay, I'm not getting much attention from black men. So let me try to talk to some white guys. I wasn't winning with them either. So it was like, in that particular town, white women had the best of both worlds. They was getting the white men and the black men. So that is where my bitterness, certain things, a lot of black women will not be transparent and honest and say, but some things, something has happened. If a black woman is bitter, whether she want to admit it or not, something has happened. Something happened, something triggered. And this is not to say that a black woman is justified in being bitter. I'm not saying that's why it's okay for her to be bitter. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is it has a lot of different factors. Where you live, like I said, how young you are, it's different conditions. If you're already a mother of 3 or 4 children, all of these things can knock you out the bracket of being potential soulmates to a black man, to a man, depending on where you live at. So that's why I was bitter. That I was in my bitter stage. But when I moved back down south, and when I met my husband, and I no longer had those same feelings of rejection. But because because I was back in the South, where it's not a lot of interracial couples compared to how bad it was up north. So I was able to find somebody quicker when I came back down south. That's when I met my husband from Carolina. So when I moved back down south to be with my mom, that's when I was in a mostly black populated area. So sometimes where you live and what's going on in your life has everything to do with you being rejected. Same thing, being a black man. If you're having a hard time finding a good black woman, where you live may be a problem. You may live in an area where it's nothing but ratchetness. It may be a ratchet population increase. You may have to branch out, move out, go to another county. You may have to move another county over. to have better options. If you've been born and raised and living in the same city the majority of your life, you don't went to school with all them people, you went to church with all them people, your mama, you was raised with them people, it's going to be hard. What's up, Amari? It's going to be hard to find a good companion or a soulmate. Sometimes you got to branch out. Your queen or your king is not where you've been born and raised. Hell, they may not even be in this damn country. you sometimes you got to take chances on love. You can't wait for love to come and knock on the door for you. Sometimes you got to branch out and go. And you know, I did not foresee my future. I did not know who I was going to end up with. I knew I was in a very lonely stage of my life. And guess what? This was a Black woman who didn't have kids. This was a Black woman who was 19, 20. I didn't hit the wall or none of that. And I still couldn't get a mate. And that's what I'm saying. That's why these dating coaches, they giving a lot of false, incorrect information to Black men and Black women, because they're telling you, you hit the wall at a certain age. I see all kind of females around here with a bunch of damn kids and they still getting wifed up. I see hoes getting wifed up. So I'm not buying the message and stuff that a lot of these dating coaches out here saying, don't marry these hoes, don't wife these hoes. I can't tell, because those are the main ones that are getting wifed up. The women that are good and about something, who don't have a bunch of kids, who are single, then there's men saying you don't need to deal with single women. You don't need to deal with men women that's independent. I'm like, well, damn. Well, what are you saying? A man shouldn't want a single woman, shouldn't want an independent woman, so he should be with a woman that's a project pigeon who got 4 or 5 different baby daddies. But them the ones that be getting wifed up. I can name 3, 4 of them off my head that got more than one baby daddy and got a husband. And I can name 2 or 3 single women who don't have nobody. People have been taught to hate themselves and their birth identity. This is why men and women date outside of the race. Absolutely. I agree with that. So, okay. So this the next thing I wanted to discuss now, because I know we've been talking about the Black bashing gender culture, talking about these dating coaches, these YouTube female and male Black content creators that has started this Black bashing campaign by constantly degrading and talking badly about the opposite gender. So the question is, what started it? What started the Black bashing roller coaster? Well, I'm going to tell you what started it. Remember when we had that Google Hangout and the live streaming panels consisted of Black men and Black women? Remember how we used to all collaborate with each other? Remember when it was like 7, 8, 9 people on the panel at a time when we had Google Hangout before they removed that feature? And now we got to use StreamYard and stuff. Panels used to consist of a mixture of gender. We had Black men, Black women, and sometimes you have Black men and Black women of other races. We all used to do panels together. The topics were controversial, but for the most part, we still was able to hold a dialogue and share different opinions and have, share our own perspectives. But what messed it up is when Black men and Black women stopped focusing on having serious discussion. That's when Black bashing started. When they stopped focusing on having serious discussion. When the roasting, the yelling, when it started becoming clownery, when the panels went from serious discussions to clownery, that's pretty much when the Black bashing culture started emerging. When all the screaming matches on the Google Hangouts, all of that, that's when it started. When we stopped educating and started entertaining, because we want to be funny, we want to roast, we want to be class clowns and all of that. That's kind of when the Black bashing culture started taking over YouTube. Now, the other thing, this is another issue that started the Black bashing culture. When dating started going on behind the panel scenes, that's when Black panels started losing focus on serious discussion. Once black men and black women started fraternizing behind the scenes off the panels, this created conflict. For instance, if you have a sister dating one of the guys on a panel and they broke up for whatever reason, and they do a panel and one of the other guys make a play at her, despite the dude she broke up with, she'll date one of the other guys on the panel. A lot of panels started going left when people, black men and black women, started dating on and off the panels. That's where the drama started. When black men and black women was no longer focusing on the issues they dating and cuffing up behind the panels, that is when the drama started right there. See, this is the stuff that black men and black women don't want to discuss. True, Lorraine. The old panels were very interesting compared to what it has become now. I would love to see it go back to serious discussions and men and women both can actually interact without the hostility. Ruby says, yes, that's what I was going to say. When they started using this as dating and mating, that's where it screwed up. That's where all this mess, when you had different YouTubers dating YouTubers. And then the thing about it, these people would break up and still be on panels together, and the ex probably would get in his feelings knowing she's dealing with the new dude on the panel. So now his ego is bruised. So out of spite, they may throw some slick shade, undercover jabs. New dude catches on. Next thing you notice, they both beefing. It could also go the other way around, where you had women fraternizing with men on behind the panels. Yep, dating did open the door for a lot of drama and crap. That's what started it. They started using the panels as a space to meet women. When dudes was getting on panels to meet women, women was getting on the panels to meet men. They wasn't focusing on topics. They wasn't focusing on discussions. They didn't care about none of that no more because they was too busy getting it on. Some of them went so far as a riding out of town and seeing each other and shit. I would never feel that damn comfortable hooking up with somebody on damn YouTube and riding out of town to meet them. Not the way people crazy these days. People like to chop up your body and throw it in the river to alligators. I wouldn't even feel comfortable. But people got so desperate. A lot of people don't feel confident getting attention in real social life, so they got to go to social media to meet men and meet women. But that's what started the chaos, is when you have black men and black women fraternizing behind the panels. You have black male content creators fraternizing with female content creators. You also had male content creators fraternizing with female subscribers and female content creators fraternizing with male subscribers. Then came along the pretend pick-me's, caping in the most popular male creator spaces. When certain dudes' egos started getting boosted from the pretend pick-me's, or female content creators' ego got boosted from the pretend Pauls. Dating, I'm telling you, dating is what started the drama in the black YouTube sector. I done seen same black, and I ain't gonna say no names, but I done seen these same black men and black women who did 3-4 hour panels airing all each other's dirty laundry. Talk about, yeah, when she used to let me come ride out of town and go hit that. Airing all each other's dirty laundry. You know, the majority of us in here, we know the YouTubers who done screwed other YouTubers. We know all of that because they done put it all out there. That's what started it. When they stopped doing panels and focusing on discussions, and they started mating and courting behind the scenes, when cyber relationships started developing in black spaces, this created a lot of division between black women and black men. These YouTube couples, when they fall out, break up with each other over some pettiness, and they would bring that personal drama to the black YouTube spaces. That's what started it. So it's definitely, and I'm going to be doing like a weekly chronicle on this. I'm going to be talking about this black bashing culture, because it has really gotten out of hand. And like I said, as a black man or black woman, you can't go into space and share an opinion without somebody blocking you, without somebody taking your wrench, without somebody kicking you off the panel and muting you on your mic, where they can get disrespectful and say what they want to say, but because you want to defend yourself and speak your mind, they booting you off the panel, booting you and kicking you out the chat room. I never seen where black men and black women can't go nowhere and not share an opinion. And then if you're not agreeing with their narratives, then they think you're being combative, or they think you're underestimating their knowledge. Like you telling them they dumb, as if agreeing with them only makes them feel their points are more valid. That is why I peep from the clouds, but I don't go in all kind of people chat room all kind of way, because it's gotten out of hand. Like I said today, I had a dude come at me on the chat room and get disrespectful, not because he seen me cussing, the male host out, getting disrespectful with Red, just coming there being messy. A lot of that I blame. Well, I'll say 40% of it is him, but the other 60 got everything to do with the garbage he listening to. He does not have respect for black women, because 9 times out of 10 he just listens to these uncertified YouTube dating coaches who feel like because they got views, because they sell books, because they getting a little bit of limelight for the wild moment. Well, let me tell y'all something. The thing about instant fame, you have to be very careful. You got to be careful getting big in this game, because the bigger you get, the bigger you become a target. There's a lot of heat that comes with success. You're not going to get big. I don't care if you get over 300,000 subscribers, 700,000 subscribers. Every dog got his day when you can be to the top today and you can fall tomorrow. So it's very important that you humble yourself, because as your success gets big, so do your enemies. I always say, when it comes to success, double the enemies. For instance, if you have over 100,000 subscribers, that means you got 400,000 more enemies. Your enemies double up as your success increases. The bigger you become, the more successful, the more popular your channel gets, the more well-known you become. As the saying goes, you're not going to be able to get in the spotlight without people noticing the spots in your light. Everybody that's big right now, they're going to have their moment. Stuff is going to be coming out about these people that y'all worship. Because guess what? Ain't none of us perfect. We all got skeletons in our closet. Just because I sit up here and degrade black men and black women, I can do that for hours. I can humiliate y'all. I can make y'all feel small. But guess what? It's going to come a day all my shit going to come out the bag. You got to be humble. Even with success, you got to be mindful how you treat people, how you talk to people. Got to be careful how you stepping on toes, and you not acknowledging people who was with you when you were small, when you was a nobody. Sometimes God will give you just to see how you gonna act. And as soon as you get really big, he gonna snatch it from you. Don't matter how big you are, you can always fall. Make no mistake about it. Don't care how much love you getting today, it could all be gone by tomorrow. Sometimes God will give you to test you just to see what you gonna do, just to see how you gonna act. Really, that's why honestly, I don't mind being successful in my own right, but I don't want nobody making me too big, because the bigger you become, the more you become a target. And the thing about it is, you have to be careful being too big. When people start making you bigger than God, God is a jealous God. He will strike you right on down in front of all of your enemies. He will expose you. He will bring all your problems to the limelight. Every dog got his day. Enjoy your success, but you better be careful with what you do with it, and you better be careful with how you treat people while you doing successful. Look at Tiger Woods. It's all around you. Look at Bernie Madoff. Never thought he was going to get exposed. And these were men of success. What's up, Chanel? How you doing, hun? You got to be careful. Care how much people love you. You ain't no better than me. I'm no better than you. These people y'all love, they got skeletons in their closet. Y'all can sit up there. I don't care how many books y'all buy from them, how many coffee mugs, how many t-shirts. Ain't none of us in this planet don't have skeletons in our closet. Don't have undercover demons we battling. And when you don't deal with those demons, but you want to call everybody else's demons out, and you won't deal with your own demons, guess what? God expose your demons. Look at Eddie Long. Look at Bernie Madoff. Look at all these people who y'all worshiped, who thought nothing was never going to come up. It was never going to catch up because people made them so big. People will set you up for failure. People will make you big, and as soon as you fall off, they talking about you. And you know what? The bad part about being big, it's only a matter of time before somebody expose you. One thing about it, think about it. Who wants to rob a homeless person? When you ain't got nothing, you not a threat. People don't rob you as long as they feel like you ain't a nobody. When you get big, you gonna have so many enemies, and you're not gonna be able to pinpoint who it's coming from because you too big. The bigger you are, you can't pinpoint your enemies. Being big ain't always good. Ain't nothing wrong with being a nobody. Don't let nobody make you feel insignificant. One thing about being a nobody, nobody don't mess with nobodies. How about that? Long as people feel like you ain't got nothing, they ain't gonna bother you. But Lord, once you get something, here come everybody gunning for you. It's okay to be unknown. You don't have to get out your character because you want people to get to know you. You don't have to do what everybody else do because you feel like your channel ain't successful. So you doing what everybody else do. You beefing with people. You bashing black men. You bashing black women. Or you putting people in your titles. Or you praising people that everybody else praising because you want to be known with the unknown. You want to be known with the known. But let me tell you something. Even the knowns was unknown at one point in time. And the known could always be unknown again. But guess what? These minions, you can't tell them that because they're going to say, oh, you hating. You want something to go wrong. You want something to happen. Ain't got to make nothing happen. It's going to happen. I don't worship or praise nobody because the same people that's kicking all kind of knowledge to me, I don't know how they really living when they log off this YouTube and they turn off their mic and they log off their laptop. I don't know if you messing with prostitutes at night. I don't know if you got some type of other lifestyle. Chanel asks a question. Can you please talk about how you can tell if someone is truly gossiping about you? I'm sorry, I don't want to get you off track. No, you're good. There's a couple. There's a couple of things. I've been in situations and stuff. There's pretty much, what's up, William Wilson? There's pretty much some things that's pretty much evident. Where you could tell you're being gossiped if somebody's truly gossiping about you. For one, the first thing is a vibe. I tell anybody, always listen to your vibe. When you get around a certain person and you just don't feel right, it's for a reason. Your intuition ain't lying to you. I don't care how much they smile and laugh, and they may even crack a joke with you. But if you feel a different vibe, you feeling a different vibe for a reason, because let me tell you, energy is transparent. And when somebody is being fake and phony and artificial, and they're not being really who they are, your vibe gonna tell you, especially if you spiritually woke. That's the first thing. Don't disregard your vibe. The second thing is, it depends on if you're at a different level of success. If there's a different change that occurred in your life, you graduated from school, or you got you a new job, you got you a relationship, about to get married. If you just had a recent change and that person ain't really celebrating that change with you, they just kind of shrugging it off, they acting like it's not a big deal, that's another sign. Until when somebody gossiping about you. Or if you share success with them, they throw a little shade at it. Well, girl, I got me a new job. Oh, it is? Oh, so when you start working there, you can just feel the shade in a tone and a character. Also, when you come around them, the people that's around them, they acting funny when you come around. If other people is acting funny when they come around, it's because they're saying something. For instance, let's say it's like you cool with somebody, and they people usually always be chilled with you every time you come around. All of a sudden, they acting funny. Yep, Trail. I've been through that. That vibe and energy, you can't ignore it. Panelists and channel. Oh, okay. And speaking of, yeah. Oh, and speaking of panelists and channel. I got you. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, like I said, it's pretty evident. I said when you can pretty much tell somebody's gossiping about you. And you have to get to a point. You can't be so desperate for friendship. You can't be so desperate for company that you're willing to deal with people that's going to tolerate you versus celebrating you. There's a difference. And women, we are the worst candidates at that. We worse than men because we yearn friendship so much. We want to be liked by our friends. We want to be accepted. And just because you and a female got a few things in common, that don't mean y'all need to be friends. Just because y'all got the same struggle, or y'all both, that's another, like I mentioned that earlier, this trauma bonding. A lot of black men and black women, they trauma bonding. That's why people want to only go to certain spaces. If I can't stand black men, I don't want to be with a black man, I'm going to listen to a female content creator that talks bad about black men. I want somebody I want to be around somebody who can relate to me. Because you know what? Another thing about black people, I noticed the reason why black people do not want to follow and learn something different, because it becomes intimidating when you get around a familiar. For instance, if I'm a black woman who has a problem with black men and I'm bitter with black men, I'd rather stay in my comfort zone by dealing with black women who feel the same way. Because if I go around other black women who feel the opposite, if I'm a bitter black woman and I'm hanging around another black woman who loves black men, she's always talking good about black men. She's always talking good about her husband. She's always talking good about the black men in her lives. Her positivity will irritate my negativity, if that makes any sense to anybody in the chat room. Oh, and it's a lot. And it's a lot, Daryl. It's a lot of them. And that's why I'm grouping all of them, because there are so many. There are so many. And it's black women too. There are so many. But the reason I don't care to say names too much, because you're going to always have those one or two riders that want to come in the chat room. You got these minions that want to come in the chat room. Oh, you just hating. You hating because he's telling the truth. You hating because she's telling the truth. I don't, we black people think that bashing is truth. You just can't handle the truth. Your truth don't speak for my truth. There's truth on different levels. And guess what? I'm not mad at him or any of them who do it. I just don't listen to them, because at the end of the day, Mocha has to protect her spirit. I'm not gonna, if you're not a crackhead, you're not gonna hang around crackheads. If you don't do meth, you're not gonna hang around meth heads. You're not. I refuse to associate and put myself in the company of people who try to make me feel bad about myself. And it got nothing to do with, and I get it. You got some people, well, they're not talking about all black men. They're not talking about all black women. But if you listen to that day in and day out, eventually that stuff will mentally and emotionally wear and tear on your psyche. I can't sit in a place where I'm constantly being told black women ain't shit. I'm sorry. If that makes me a punk, then guess what? I'm a punk. If that makes me weak, guess what? I'm weak. And I'm okay with that. It got nothing to do with, well, that's them. That ain't me. I know it ain't me. But again, I have to protect my spiritual diet. I can't feed it. I can't eat off of that. It's going to make me sick. But Ruby says, for real, that's why I don't have a lot of female friends on YouTube. I get a lot of side eye hate because I have so much love, respect, and understand for our black men. Absolutely. And we're called mammies. We're called mammies because we don't adopt. I don't adopt the same bitterness that these other sisters do. I don't adopt it. I know y'all hate it. Y'all want me to join the bitter black woman campaign bandwagon. I'm not going to do that, because I've seen some good black men go through hell with black women, and vice versa. I've seen good black women go through hell with black men. It's an individual conscious decision. I'm just tired of black men and black women grouping everybody in the same box. Your truth does not define truth. That's the problem with black men and black women. We want our points to be more valid than anybody else's. And you get these dating coaches who get a platform, who get some views and some accolades, and now they think they have all the answers to everything. Because not only are they views boosting, so is their ego. But you have to be careful, because, as I stated, there's a time for everything. You have your time to be hot. You have your time to be not. And one thing I've learned is instant success usually burns out quicker than gradual success. People who become big overnight, their success will burn quicker compared to somebody who gradually took years to get to where they're going. If you're getting successful that fast, you got to be careful, because even the devil is making a deal with people too. Some people done sold their soul to the devil to get to where they are. A lot of people, I know you got a lot of antichrist people who don't believe in that, but it's real out there. A lot of people not going to understand it till they have an encounter with it. This stuff is all type of spiritual demonic warfares out there. You got to be careful, because people who get successful instantly, it's something coming right behind it. Like I said, you're not going to be big and successful, and you're not going to have skeletons coming out your closet. Your personal business, your personal failures, everything that you're trying to hide about you is going to come to light. That goes for any and everybody. Don't matter who you are. It's not a hating thing. That's just the way life is designed. You don't become successful and big and huge and famous and popular, and you think none of your goddamn skeletons gonna come out the closet. Anybody who think that, you mentally challenged. Exactly. And the thing about it is, you could have been around, anybody could have been around you. Like I said, everybody starts off unknown, but when you get known, we all have our moment to sit in the background. We all have our moment to not really be noticed. But like I said, as you begin to get to the forefront, you're not going to be huge and successful, and don't think you're not going to have anything come out about you. You're not going to be exposed about anything, because it's not about hating. We human beings, all of us got skeletons in our closet. I have skeletons in my closet. We all do. But the thing is, it's the ones who try to act like they don't have any skeletons in their closet, and them the ones who get embarrassed. Because I don't care how much you pretend to be something you're not. It's somebody around there who knows the real you, who hangs around you, who knows the real you. And they just waiting for the moment for you to piss them off and not give in to them so they can use it against you. Like, I remember that time with Kevin Hart, the comedian. He had his Ace Boon Coon, his homeboy. He took him everywhere he went. They was like, the comedian Kevin Hart, him and his best friend, they was like road dogs. They did everything together. Kevin Hart put that man on, helped him out, because that was his buddy, his friend. Helped him get all kind of little gigs and stuff in Hollywood. And all that time, Kevin Hart putting him on, Kevin Hart was messing with some groupie, some thought. And he been to bed with the woman. His best friend knew about the footage and had it. And when it boiled down to it, when Kevin got too big and he wasn't able to get none of that wealth, he wasn't able to be as big as Kevin, no matter how much Kevin Hart put him on. Guess what? He exposed Kevin. So I say that to say this, little tape and stuff and all that done got out, and Kevin Hart still got his wife, but Kevin Hart learned the hard way. I don't care how big you get, somebody waiting on you to slip. Yeah, his friend blackmailed him. You remember that, Queen? I'm saying, why you thinking everybody got your best interest. Okay, you sit right there and think that. Think you so big that you invincible and ain't nobody gonna bust your stuff, bust you open like a grape. What's up, Tyden? Exactly, classic. That's what I'm saying. All this, you get big, you forgot where you were. You done passed everybody. You don't acknowledge nobody. You don't bring up nobody who been there with you when you was an unknown. People do this all the time. They get big and act like they did it all by themselves. Like nobody ain't had nothing to do with it. But guess what? Not only is the person who gets big going to get exposed, everybody who ever believed in that person, they going to get embarrassed too. It's going to be like a domino effect. Once the exposure hits, everybody going to get it. That's how that's going to go. That's why I don't worship nobody on these YouTube streets. I don't care how much anybody got anything bad to say about black women, or anybody got something to say about black men, sooner than later, they skeletons gonna come out. You not perfect. You got demons in your closet. Nobody comes in this world knowing everything. Somebody had to teach you. Somebody taught you what you know. You ain't came in this world knowing everything now. How intelligent you talk, how much you finesse your vocabulary and all of that. You ain't come in this world knowing it all. And before it's all over with, you're going to find out you really ain't knew it all. Because you're going to have all kind of enemies that's going to come out the woodwork. People you didn't even know. And sometimes your enemies is the main ones sitting there to your sitting to your dinner table. It ain't gonna come from who you think it's gonna come from. Your exposure gonna come from the person you least expect. Exactly, Chanel. Least your enemies, you know they don't like you. That's why I don't care about not getting a lot of love. It's okay to not get a lot of love. You got some people out there, you may be lonely because your family don't reach out to you. Your friends don't reach out to you. You feel like you're not getting a lot of love. Just because people getting a lot of love, do you know there's a lot of fake love? Just because everybody praising you, that don't mean they happy for you. Everybody's not rooting for you. You people could be clapping in the audience and not happy for you. It's sad classic, but sometimes you really do have to prepare for the worst. You get your hopes up so high, you become distraught when you find out, that person still ain't no different than nobody else. You got to always set yourself up. That's why I don't put people on the pedestal. I don't care how much you know. I don't care how successful you are. Like I said, look at all these stars that got exposed. Like I said, Tiger Woods and all them. Tiger Woods, that man had a clean slate for years. Never been in the media, had the perfect marriage, been a phenomenal golf player. But boy, once his demons came out that closet, oh my gosh. Woman after woman after woman after woman. I'm like, Tiger Woods didn't even look. That's why you can't even go by how people look. He don't even look like he that type of guy. You get what I'm saying? And had all kind of women. Been messing with all kind of women. That's why I don't put nobody on the pedestal. I don't care what nobody say. I don't put nobody on no pedestal because you do not know what the hell people do behind closed doors. People will front and perpetrate and put up this persona like they know so much and they so intelligent. A lot of times, know what I noticed? People who quit to call other people out on their bull crap is because they got a lot of their own bull crap. A lot of people want to keep talking on certain people because they got their own demons. They don't want nobody to discover. It's a deflecting thing. Black people, we are number one candidates at deflecting. We will point everybody else's issues, but will not check our own issues under any circumstances. Black people, we will not face our own adversaries. We will not face our own shortcomings, but we got all the answers to everybody else's. You ever notice that? We got all the answers for what a black woman should do, for what a black man should do. And meanwhile, we struggling with our own demons. But as long as I can keep pointing your demon out, I don't have to acknowledge my demon. It's really sad. But that's why I'm going to do a panel week after next. I've already sent out emails to who I'm going to have on my panel. We're going to talk about this black bashing culture because it's old and it's tiresome. It's old and it's tiresome. And you, like I said, you really can't tell nobody nothing about their favorite people because you got people caping so hard. I've never seen grown men and grown men cape so hard for people they personally don't know anything about. You can't have an opinion about somebody without somebody calling you a hater. You just hating because he telling the truth, or you just jealous because she telling the truth. That's her truth. Her truth don't speak for me. His truth don't speak for my life. That's why a lot of y'all not gonna find love or anything. What's up, Larry? Because y'all letting the wrong people get in y'all head about what's love and what's not love and why you don't need to love. That's why a lot of y'all gonna stay lonely. Cause y'all are listening to content from people who done already gave up on love, who are already miserable, who already really can't get the man or the woman they want. So they telling you you don't need to want nobody because they ain't got nobody. Y'all better be woke to what's really going on. You got to look at the opposite. You got to look at why people telling you that. You have some black men up here telling other black men, you don't need no woman. You don't need no, who's to say they want woman? That's why they ain't got no problem telling you you don't need a woman. Who's to say the woman they really want don't want them? Like the same thing, you got these sisters up here telling you you don't need no man. You don't need no man. You don't need no black man. She's telling you that because she can't get one. And misery likes company. Because I don't want no black man. I'm going to teach other black women not to want a black man either. People are telling you to hate what they hate. And why is loyalty? I'm only loyal to you as long as I like what you like. As long as I believe in what you believe. The moment I don't like what you like, I don't believe in what you believe in, I'm a hater or I'm a traitor. It's sad, but you can't even be your own person in the black YouTube sector. You don't like, you got a difference in opinion, you a hater. Or you might have felt one way at some point, but once you did your research and got your information, now you feel different. Oh, you fake. Oh, I'm fake because I did my research and I found out what you said wasn't 100% truth. And now that I'm looking at it in a different way, I'm fake. Then you see all these panels where everybody started off solid and everybody started off solid when the platform first originated, but as people egos got big and as they started allowing these females to infiltrate the man spaces, that killed a lot of that ruined, that started black bashing culture. And that's the thing, just because somebody campaigns for you, that don't mean they really campaigning for you. And this is the sad part with a lot of black male content creators and black female content creators. What y'all are not understanding is people have discovered y'all combination. They know all they have to do is pretend to be against what you're against, and you will give them a space. As a woman, if I want to get in a popular male space and I know all they do is talk trash about black women, I'm going to go in there talking trash about black women too, because I want to show him that I'm loyal to him. That way I can get in his space. A lot of the guys in the black male YouTube sector that's getting bamboozled because you have a lot of pretend pick-me's that's making these men believe that they have their best interest. And that has nothing to do with that. You have a lot of these females that are trying to get close to these popular male content creators because they want their channel to grow. It has nothing to do with wanting to help that man be successful. Absolutely nothing to do. So while everybody is focusing on fuckery on YouTube, we got a lot of fakery going on in YouTube. a lot of fakery. You got women that's pretending to cape for certain men so they can get in their space. I believe there is lynch. I believe so. I know everybody is not who they are. You got a select few. A select few. Now, in other news, this has nothing to do with what the hell we talking about. But why none of y'all told me Tommy Sotomayor do porn now? Oh my gosh. None of y'all told me that. And I'm disappointed. My subscribers, y'all ain't putting the sister on and let her know what the hell is really going on. I was like, OMG. As I was saying earlier, Lynch, I feel like the solutions is that black women need to start coaching black women more, not teaching black women to enhance their hate for black men, but they need to teach black women how to heal from their bitterness, how to better themselves. And I feel like black men need to do the same thing with black men. Instead of black men up here telling black men that black women ain't shit and ain't nobody, they need to be telling them, look, we got no control over how these black women conduct themselves, how they take care of themselves. But what we need to do, starting from us, is better in ourselves. That way we don't fall prey to black women that aren't good for us, versus just totally bashing. I just think the black community needs to go more towards healing instead of hate. We're not healing each other. If anything, we're enhancing each other how to hate more. But I really think that's the first thought of it, Lynch. Black female content creators need to help black women find a better way to heal, and black men need to teach other black men how to work on things within themselves before they tell them how to handle black women and what to do with black women. Let's learn to start with self-healing and self-accountability. Oh, classic, I swear. Look it up. That's what I'm saying. So I guess bashing black women ain't good enough now. He got to resort to doing porn. I guess because these dating coaches done got so big, he got to find another way to really put himself out there now. I guess now that these other dating coaches are catching up with his channel, or they're surpassing him, he had to think of something else. I was shocked. I mean, I just didn't think he was on that kind of level. I'm more disappointed because I'm like, he's too intelligent of a dude, you know what I'm saying, to resort to that. I mean, I know a lot of sisters can't stand him, but the guy, you know, Tommy gives a lot of good knowledge. And the fact that I'm just seeing him bang females in the studio now and stuff, I'm like, I didn't want to watch it, but I had to go find it to see if it was true. Because, you know, people in these YouTube streets be lying, but he does do porn. I was like, oh my. And I'm going to say this appropriately without being disrespectful, because we might have Tommy minions in here. I'm going to say this as respectful as possible. Gentlemen, if you're going to be a porn star, if you're going to do porn, no, yeah, I don't follow his OnlyFans, Angela. If you put it up, if I look at your own discretion. I didn't want to look, but I had to make sure it wasn't a rumor because people be lying. It's samples of it floating around on Google, so you do not have to be part of his OnlyFans. But I'ma say this to my gentlemen: if you're going to do porn, make sure your stomach is not getting in the way of your performance. Because certain angles they had him in, I seen more of his stomach getting in the way. I think he needs to tone. If he's going to do this, he needs to get a professional trainer, because if you're doing certain positions, depending on how the camera is angled, um I, I totally fell out of my element. But as a man, you have a woman in certain positions, it can't be so much of your stomach in the way, and to the point to where people can't see what's going on. That defeats the purpose of porn. You have to at least make sure you're in shape. I'm just gonna call it out for what it is. We all adults in here. I mean, all the kids should be in bed. None of y'all kids should freaking be up this time of night. Yeah, all y'all kids should be sleeping. I just had to tell you was gonna find out anyway. I didn't want to look it up, but I had to, because I was like, y'all, I'm like, oh no, y'all lying. I found out. I think I was in Reg chat. Yeah, it was Reg. And one of his subscribers brought up, I'm like, man, y'all lying. Why y'all bringing that? Why y'all making up them type of rumors? It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's like now teaching content ain't even good enough anymore. Now we going to porn now. And like I said, he was one of the biggest YouTubers. Everybody know that. I'm like, damn, is it that bad now to where you have to do an OnlyFans and raw dogging females? And the thing about it is he has black daughters. That's what makes it so bad. We've seen his daughters be on his shows with him. It just looks totally out of pocket. It, to me, is just not a good look for him. Now, had he didn't have no children, had he just been a bachelor, or he been a porn star all his life, it's just not a good look. He's a father. He has daughters. How you went from being a family man and having your daughters on your shows? I remember when his daughters was little. I know, I'm sure they big girls now. They older and they understand more. And yeah, it must be Queen. His time must be running out, because I mean, only women will resort that far doing OnlyFans. That's something females do. When you're not getting enough attention on social media, you're up the ante to OnlyFans. This man is doing porn. I'm just disappointed in him, because he's just way too intelligent for that. He could be a jerk at times with the way he says things, but that's just Tommy being Tommy. That's just way out of character. He's a father, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's just really, that's just really strange. What made his brain click and just say, I want to do porn? That's what I'm saying. The social media is becoming a new devil's device, y'all. People are doing anything to get known. Anything to get known. You looked it up, Classic? Classic is mad at me, y'all. Classic ain't gonna talk to me for a month. Classic says, I hate you forever, Mocha. I looked it up. Ooh. Oh my God. I done heard it all, y'all. I done heard the dead come alive and get an OnlyFans now. Tommy Sotomayor got the OnlyFans porn. Content creators, they using the devil's device. Internet is becoming a devil's device now. They done got addicted to the fame. When you feel like your fame is slipping, you feel like you losing subscribers, you got to up the ante. That's why you got to really, really be careful getting big in this game, because God forbid if your numbers start falling, you start losing subscribers, you start losing people. Some people can't handle not being known anymore. That's why you have some of these celebrities and these stars, when they lose their fame, they resort to drugs, they resort to drinking, indulging in unhealthy lifestyles, because some people cannot handle not being known anymore. So they have to up the ante and do things more outrageous to be known. Let me read y'all comments. I would say with Tommy at this point, it's about his ego 100%. All the women that he used to say he banging, now he want to show it to prove a point. Again, ego. But he's always been egotistical, Lynch. What sparked it this time? Something had to really, because my thing is, we've known him to always be egotistical. That's always been Tommy. But for him to take it this far, I'm not buying it. I don't know if other content creators are climbing up on him, so he had to do something more outrageous. Something else is going on. Something else. He always been egotistical. Something else is going on. Because, let's see. That's my thing is, he was already successful. It just wasn't necessary. Even if he can bang that many chicks, I mean, that something else. It'll come out later. It'll come out later. A lot of people say he's falling off. He's not growing. Now, to us, he's still big. But let me tell you something. When you're a big YouTuber, you know when your numbers falling off. For instance, if you are a YouTube content creator and you have over 500,000 subscribers, right? Say that's been your biggest plateau, 500,000. And you seeing now you down to 300,000. To us regular subscribers, we thinking he's still growing. But when you are a YouTuber, believe me, you keep up with your numbers. He's still doing good, but probably not as good as he used to. To be fair, it's out of character. He's been flying chicks out to screw them forever, and he's been saying he films them forever too. The only change is uploading the videos. To be fair, it's not. Oh, okay. I don't watch him like that no more. Okay, y'all telling me something. So this is something he's known to do. Okay, what sparked it is he wanted to make his fans only top dog, ego driven, and he knows people will spread the news his way. He wins. Listen to when you said it, and some went to find it. Yep, I had to say. I had to say because somebody brought it to me. Oh, okay. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully nothing bad come out of it. It's a whole lot of stuff spreading around these days. I don't know. Well, he ain't no dumb dude, so knowing him, he probably got it tested. There's so many. That's what I feel, Datorian. I say it's because there's so many new big channels. Exactly. That's my input on there. Yeah, I know he's always been egotistical. Yeah, he's always flown holes in and out. But that's what I think. I think now, especially now that Samuel's done got up there, people doing some desperate stuff to reach their plateau now. They just doing some desperate stuff, man. That's the thing. That's why I say it don't matter how big you are, guys and ladies. Somebody could take your spot at any time. Remember, Tommy Sotomayor was carrying a torch for a long time. And had his, like Reg said, had he not got flagged so many times, he would have been, Samuels would probably took him a while to get to him. But he kept getting flagged and had the channels kept getting knocked. So you know how that goes. You got to start from scratch. But that's what I think. I think Samuel's success got people really, really like taking desperate measures. But if you really, like I said, if you really woke, you will realize it's okay to let people have their time. We all have a time to be hot, and we all have a time to be not. 1 minute you hot, you on fire. Next minute anybody could take your spot. It's anybody is up for grabs, and before you know it, somebody else might take his spot. Or if somebody don't take his spot, anything can happen. You know what I mean? And I ain't wishing nothing bad on no one, but that's just life. Everybody everything has an expiration date. Exactly, Queen. Okay, I see you made that point like I made. Oh, Trell says not just Tommy. Many of them are losing out compared to what they was 5 years ago. I agree. YouTube is almost like being a damn a celebrity. You can really become overly obsessed and consumed with this YouTube thing to where now you got to think of something else to do. Okay, I got to find another way to stay on top. I got to find another way to do. I got to find something more outrageous. YouTube has become an addiction to a lot of content creators. And especially when they see somebody else, surpassing them and really getting successful, I think, it does take a toll on your ego. I'm saying is YouTube is just really taking people out of their character. See, Tommy knows he's winning because he gets to show it now, and Nasty Mind folks will run to the peak show. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I sure went to go peak because people lie so much. You know what I'm saying? But it's like anything else, people not gonna care. Because let me tell you, once I saw it, I don't have no more interest in seeing it. He's not doing something that millions of men ain't already done did. I got to peek it, but after that, it's like, okay, it's nothing. Put it this way, it's not interesting enough for me to go keep back looking at and all this and that. I mean, people looking, but just as quick as they look, they're gonna lose interest just as quick as they looked. Like I said, it's just to me, it's just another what they call bootleg underground. I mean, it wasn't nothing that so many people got pouring out there. He's not doing something that's like making people like, you know what I mean? Like people look and peep, but they're not gonna stay interested. They're not going to stay interested because, for one, a lot of women are not crazy about Tommy Sotomayor. He's not pleasing to the eye for women to keep wanting to look at him in that manner. And this ain't to knock him, because I ain't the finest bitch on this planet. But even Tommy Sotomayor say he know he not attractive. He done said that. That's probably why he's letting y'all see him bang all these chicks, to let y'all know, hey, I may be unattractive, but guess what? I can still get it, just like you pretty mother effers. You know what I'm saying? So and we know, dudes, y'all not going to want to keep seeing him, his junk. People is gonna fizzle out as quick as it started. You get what I'm saying? Because of those two reasons. Men, y'all not gonna keep watching it. Y'all ain't going to keep seeing his junk. So yeah, he the highlight now, but I I guess you have to be a real pervert to just like want to keep seeing him in his, in his manhood all the time, I guess. About women, of course, has never been under a spotlight. Yep, and that could be. I could agree with all that, Lynch. But one thing I do know is there's a time for everything. There's a time for everything. Everybody, we all got seasons. Enjoy the season you're in, because you don't know when the dynamics can always change. But in the meantime, yeah, definitely much success to, him and all other content creators. Keep doing your thing. Don't let the haters be your motivator. Meanwhile, while you're on top, don't abuse your power. You can always be brought back down. Just be humble with your success. Even if you know you got it like that to say and do what you want, you just got to still be mindful, because anybody could be targeted. Don't matter how successful you are. Like I said, look at Tiger Woods. Look at Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff, that big time real investor, was stealing millions for years. Bernie Madoff was stealing millions, bragging, living a good life, thought he couldn't be touched, thought he was invincible, thought nobody was going to have the balls to challenge him. And next thing you notice, he got shut down. He got exposed, stealing all people who been giving him millions. He's stealing them people money, stealing their money while he living the best life, while these people out here struggling. Where he at? Prison. Yeah, like I said, the Tommy thing, everybody own that now, but it's gonna fizz off. Like I said, I saw that 2.3 seconds. I'm like, I don't have a whole big interest in porn. And porn is not as popular as it used to be, because like I said, you can get it anywhere. Back then, porn, you had to buy a VH10. You had to go buy it. Remember, porn used to be hard to access. Now, so many people doing it. Shit, you not standing out. You seen one dick, we done seen them all. I mean, we done seen one vagina, we done seen them all. Oh, you there watching? But yeah, like I said, I don't knock anybody's success. Enjoy where you are. I mean, if it's working for you and you benefiting and it's getting you ahead, like I said, power to everybody. Like I said, it's enough bread out here for everybody to win. Let people be great, let people be successful. You have your time. Everybody has their time, everybody has their season. Sometimes you just have to wait on yours. Yeah, Lynch, I wouldn't doubt any of that. I'll tell you one thing. I would give Tommy Sotomayor this. He is one dude. He does what the hell he wants. He don't give a damn what nobody say. He's a beast in the YouTube game, and I will give him that. He's a beast. He had to overcome a lot, to get to where he is. So, much power to and success to Mr. Tommy Sotomayor and his porn. Keep it banging. That's all I can say, or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting. But I'm going to do chronicles on this black bashing culture. I've already sent emails out. I know it's been a while since I have done a mixture panel with men and women. I'm definitely going to be working on that, and I'm going to do it on the weekend. So if y'all keep up with my community tab, I will let y'all know the date and the time. I'm going to have a couple of brothers on there giving their opinion on black bashing culture. And I'm gonna have, of course, classic Ruby and poetic Kales and some other ladies probably. I definitely want us to elaborate on this. I definitely think we need to discuss why is it black content creators, we have become so comfortable with the bashing and the degrading. This is nothing new under the sun. I know we've been doing it for years, but it has to be more behind it than what meets the eye. Like I said, there's too many black women that are content creators, and they do content with other sisters, on it. I be people from the clouds. I listen to these black women constantly drag black men under the mud, giving black men a bad name and basically, grouping them. And then I hear black men do the same thing in black women. But this is the crazy part. it's always people that are still going to support, you know, their narratives. Like, you have a lot of these black female content creators. It's not just black women that are supporting them. They also have black men who also support what they have to say about black men. No different than the black male content creators. You have black male content creators that talk down on black women, but they are the ones who got a lot of female subscribers and male subscribers. So a lot of this is going on because a lot of us are supporting it. And it's going to continue to keep going, and definitely, you know, it's going to continue to definitely become an ongoing problem, you know, or whatever, because like I said, everybody has gotten comfortable, but I feel like at the same time, you know, even bad stuff is needed. Even bad stuff is needed. These content creators, they still need to be around. I'm not saying to completely eliminate them, but it's important that somebody at least calls them out and say, hey, this is not normal for us to just be going in on black men all day, for us to just be going in on black women all day. But I understand it. You have black women, they do it because they see black men doing it. You got black women going in on black men because they see black men degrading black women. And you got black men going in on black women because they see black women degrading black men. And until somebody wave a truce flag, it's not going to stop. Because since it's one doing it, you might as well have both, because ain't no point of one getting away with it and doing all the bashing and then the other one just sit there. So I'm like, until both black men and black women, till they both give up the ghost on the black bashing, at this point is no need in neither one of them surrendering, because it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? To me, black women need to feel somewhere where they could feel safe. If black women can't go to a man's space without black men bashing them and degrading them, of course they're going to go to the black woman who does it because they want to feel safe. And same thing with black men. Black men are going to go somewhere where they want to feel safe. They want to know they want to go somewhere where they feel they're not going to be disrespected. I get it. So right now, because the black YouTube sector is so damn messy, at this point, either you get rid of all of it or none at all. That's how I feel about it. There's no point in just getting on the black women and telling the black men to stop the black male bashing, but the black men still doing it. And there's no need telling the black men, y'all need to stop bashing, doing that black bashing towards black women, and black women are doing it. So until all black men and black women could come together and do respectable panels and collaborate without a black man getting in his feelings, calling a woman a bitch or a hoe because he feel like he can't win her argument. He's not winning the argument. Or the female being disrespectful to the man on the panel, you know, not having any respect for him, knowing if other men see him be disrespected, they're going to disrespect him too, you know. Until black people get to that point, it's going to continue to constantly keep going. I really don't think there's no hope at this time because nobody wants a truce. Because right now, too many of them, they're benefiting from black bashing. They don't have to throw in the towel now. They're getting money for it. They're getting support from it. So I don't think nobody wants to surrender from the black bashing culture on YouTube because they making too much money. They gaining too many views and popularity off of it. So as a subscriber, you just have to make the personal choice and say, you know what? I'm not listening to that. I've gotten to a point, Mocha is not trying to control what other people do in their panel. I just don't listen to it. I don't. I go where I feel comfortable. I go where I feel like as a black woman, I'm not going to be disrespected. And I advise everybody else to do the same thing. Go somewhere where you know, even if your opinion does not matter, at least it'll be respected. Lynch says, oh, for sure, love back to you, Lord. Yeah, but could you imagine behind the scene who's watching our culture to rip each other apart is there? This makes us look very immature as hell to the world. I cannot agree more, Lynch. It's embarrassing because other races, and guess what? Other races are profiting off of it. That's why you got these non-colored women. They sneaking into the spaces now. And I'm noticing there's non-colored men sneaking into the black female spaces. The other races are creeping in, and they are also seeking ways to profit um off of the black bashing culture. Because like I said, it's really, really sad that you got non-colored people that's getting on panels having an opinion about black women. When it has gotten so bad that black men have lost so much respect for black women, they're letting non-colored women come on the panel and tell black women how they need to conduct themselves. Who the hell are you? You're not a black woman. You've never dealt with any of our struggles. You're up here co-signing and regurgitating narratives that you heard from the manosphere. You know nothing about black women. Now, one thing about it, if anybody's going to have something negative to say about black women, I'd rather hear from a black man than a non-colored woman. Because at least I know a black man has been with a black woman. But a non-colored woman, she don't need to have an opinion about a goddamn thing. No more than a non-colored man need to be talking about a black man. He knows nothing about what a black man has to go through on a daily basis. He cannot relate to a black man's struggle. No Puerto Rican man, no white man, no non-man of color needs to be on any black woman's panel telling black women how black men are. And it's sad that black people, y'all will let anybody throw us up under the bus. You'll let anybody in who shares your opinion, and you think they down with you. I'm seeing brothers let any woman come in their space. And just because she thinks black women ain't no good, he gives her a fuckery pass. He lets her sit in on the panel because, oh yeah, she for the brothers. She ain't for the brothers. She for how she gonna benefit. Same thing. You got these non-colored men that know how to make black women feel safe with them. Make them think that they love black women. When they got their own agenda, it's a lot of people out here who got an agenda. And black people, y'all so desperate. Y'all want anybody to love y'all. Y'all don't care where y'all get it from. Y'all let anybody come in your space that say they act like they're your friend. I don't like black women either. Oh, okay, come join the panel. Come join us. I'm like, what? Y'all don't make nobody fill out no application. Y'all don't do no background check. Y'all don't even see how people look. And you give them a space in your place just because they don't like black women like you. Same thing with black women. Just because a non-colored man is talking like he all for black women, you quick to give him a space in your place and you let him all on the panel. He don't even like black women. He telling you that to make you feel safe. We got non-colored people that are benefiting off of the ignorance of black men and black women, because y'all so thirsty to want somebody to accept your narratives, to accept your views, and accept your principles. You will let anybody join on in. Oh, absolutely, Lynch. I will always say that. I've always addressed that. I don't never group all black men. It's only the ones, that carry themselves. And I don't group all black women. It's only the ones who do that. That's one thing I would never do. I would never generalize because I hate that with a passion. And I'm always speaking to other content creators not to do it. So to be hypocritical of me to say, oh, don't generalize black men or black women, and I do it. Like I always say, I didn't say it tonight, but I'll go ahead and put out there. Tonight's content, if it doesn't apply, you ain't got to reply. Okay? It's only pertaining to certain black men and certain black women. Because the thing is, it's not fair for all us to be paying a price based on narratives. And a lot of that is going on in the black YouTube sector. Y'all want to take your own personal opinions. Y'all want to take your own personal experiences and y'all want to state them as facts. They are not facts. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a difference between facts and feelings. And in the black YouTube sector, there's more feelings being acknowledged and spoken on than facts. Too much of that is going on. Black men, black women, get out your feelings. Learn how to take individual accountability, because we all got demons in the closet. We all got struggles. I don't care who you are. You struggling with something. When all y'all log off, because I'm going to be shutting it down in a few, we all got our struggles. You may be struggling with family, struggling with your job, struggling with still trying to find yourself, struggling with trying to find love, struggling with trying to hold on to the man or woman you got in your life right now. You're struggling trying to be a good parent. You struggling. Hell, let's get deep. Some of us are struggling with our sexuality. We don't know if we really want to be with a man or really want to be with a woman. We don't know. Let's really keep it 100. I know y'all don't want to talk about stuff like this because y'all YouTubers that y'all worship, they don't make y'all get naked. They just make y'all laugh and kiki. They show y'all a good time. They don't want to strip you naked and make you face yourself. The part with black men and black women, we need a spiritual makeover. We need to be spiritually stripped and made all the way over. Learn how to deal with your demons. Take individual accountability. It is not your job to let other people know where they need to take accountability at. I'm a grown woman. I don't have time telling other grown women and other grown men that they need to take accountability. The only thing I can take accountability for is myself. Is me. It is not my job to ridicule or scold other black men and black women for their failures and their faults and their flaws. I got to work on my faults and my flaws. It's like the blind leading the blind. It's a lot of blind people that's coaching and leading people. And if y'all really knew their struggles behind closed doors, you would not value their opinions as strongly as you do. And then when these people get exposed, you want to act shocked. You want to act surprised. Oh, I didn't know they was like that. Oh, I didn't know he ain't seem like he was that way, or she ain't seem like she was that way. I actually like Saharazar Ali. I always say her name wrong. I really like I love a lot of her content. People who don't think deep, they look at her like she's a mammy. They look at her like she's all for black men. I don't look at it like she's all for black men. I look at it like she's all for black people, period. And the truth that she speaks, it can sting, because the truth of the matter is a lot of black women are living the reality, is living the theories that she has put out there. So I'm definitely I'm definitely a fan of her teaching. A lot of black women aren't, but I see it as tough love. I don't see it like she's downgrading black women, and I just see it as tough love. Sometimes you have to have tough love. Everything ain't all about patting you on your back and talking to you nicely and being soft spoken. You got some of us so rough around the edges. Tough love is the only language that we know. And we always need in therapy. We always need, and like I said, I listen to everybody. I listen to everybody. I listen to Cynthia G. I listen to Kevin Samuels. I listen to Red Supreme. I listen to everybody. I listen to people y'all can't even stand. I've listened to a couple of task content. I listen to everybody. No one person is going to have my mind. I may lose some brownie points. Oh, I didn't know you listen to this person. I listen to everybody. I listen to people that ain't even worthless. I listen to everybody. Because everybody has some type of knowledge. Everybody has truth. No one person is going to dictate my mind and make me only believe their principles, their perceptions. I listen to everybody. David Carroll, I don't know a whole lot about him. I don't know a whole lot about, but I'll be willing to check him out. I listen to what's that other guy too? Oh, what's his name? Oh goodness. He yeah, Sean James. I listen to him sometimes. I listen to everybody. Everybody. I told you the white guy listen to entrepreneurs and cars. I listen to him. I don't want no one person programming my mindset. You listen to one person all the time, they'll program your mindset. You got to learn how to listen to different people. You can't listen to the same person because you'll only think like them. You'll only reason like them. You'll only think on their level. You don't want somebody programming your mind and having a one-track mind. He don't. Oh, I'll listen to him. I sure will, Lynch. Matter of fact, when I'm done, I'm going to go check him out. I sure am. Yeah. The problem is our people love and support the messy, insulting, and drama channels. They ignore the deeper and real and balanced channels. Absolutely. But I ain't gonna lie, Ruby. I'm guilty. Every now and then, I do like to listen to some mess. I just don't get in it now. You ain't gonna see Mocha in the channel too much, in the chat room saying too much. But I will get a glass of wine. I'll be like, oh hell. Sometimes you do need a little entertainment. Sometimes you do a fuckery once in a blue moon, but that shit day in and day out, ain't no way. I can't listen to that shit day in and day out. Black men and black women screaming at each other, having gender wars. I'm not listening to all that. I can't do it. I cannot listen to that. So Ali wrote more than just that book. She wrote a book about black men and called Things Parents Should Have Taught You. She has a lot of wisdom and holders. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't agree with all she says, like everyone. Yeah, I don't agree with everything, but I do agree with a lot of her content. And I guess it depends on what you've gone through in life. Some people can't relate on certain levels that she speaks. And like I said, with everybody, I listen to all content creators. I listen to all. I mean, I don't listen to everything. Every content creator. Some content creators, they just too damn outrageous. They just do way too much. But and guess what? And when I say I listen to different content creators, like you have some content creators that a lot of people are not crazy about, but I listen to their content when they talk about other things. I don't always listen to. I like you have some content creators, they're messy, but every once in a while they'll talk about something that's political or they'll talk about something historic. I have listened to content creators talk about things other than just gender wars or black male bashing. So just because I listen to certain content creators, that don't mean I'm only listening to the fact that they bash on black men or bash on black women. I like to listen to them when they talk about politics, when they talk about religion, when they talk about, different historical things and stuff. So it's not always about listening to somebody who always going in. The fuckery and roasting is part of American culture. Not being from the culture, it gets too much for me. Yes, I like energy and lively discussion, but I don't like to mess so much. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Yeah, like I said, every once in a while, you want to get a little entertainment, but when it's disrespectful and bitch this and bitch in every sentence and these bitches and these black holes, I'm like, oh no, my energy, that's not healthy for me to constantly hear the word bitch, because after a while I'm gonna start feeling like I'm one just because I hear it so much. So you have to be careful what you let in your air gate. But yeah, I listen to everybody. I'm not one. I listen a little bit of everybody. So it is what it is. Some people may take it personal, like how you listen to them, how you listen to everybody got truth. Everybody got knowledge. Guess what? A clean water could come out of a dirty faucet. You can't always look at the messenger, look at the message. If you saying something to Mocha that makes good sense and it's knowledgeable and I feel like it can help me, hell, I'll listen. I'll listen to a damn dog. If a dog can bark something to me that makes some sense, I'm going to listen to it. I'm not on everybody bandwagon. I'm not going to cape for who y'all want me to cape for. I'm not going to listen to who y'all want me to listen to. I'm listening to who can help me, who's feeding me. So yeah, but we're going to be talking more about the black bashing culture. I'm just waiting to get back. I'm waiting for my emails to get back to me so I can pick a time and a date on when we could start this black bashing culture movement. With black men and black female content creators and black male content creators, try to elevate them or encourage them to speak on topics that are more fulfilling for the black community, that are more of an essential for the black community. Don't get me wrong, fuckery is cool every once in a while. Like sometimes I just want some peach cobbler once in a while, but if I eat it too goddamn much, eventually it's gonna make me sick. It's gonna cause me some health problems. I mean, it's all right. Fuckery is okay, but it's not. It's time for us to start doing something a little bit different. So I'm definitely going to get with a couple of people. We're going to be working on the black bashing gender culture. We're going to be discussing that. So it's definitely been awesome hanging out with each and every one of y'all tonight. Y'all definitely been a cool, awesome crowd. Again, I felt like this was needed. Like I said, after I had that little incident in my chat room, but ain't no love lost. I'm not gonna allow one negative encounter with a black man to make me hate all black men. That's what, ladies, we have to do. Just because you had one bad experience with a black man, or you got disrespected, you got tried, don't walk around with that chip on your shoulder, being angry with black men, being angry with the world or whatever, because that means you have allowed a person to have way too much power over you. If you allow one person make you look at everybody in one way. And the same thing with you black men. If you start that upset with black women, that you because you have bad experiences with black women, you don't like black women anymore, you just don't want nothing to do with black women, that just goes to show the black woman that you did give a chance, you allowed her to overpower you. You gave her way too much power for you to still be that bitter and angry to the point where you hate all black women because of a couple of one or two black women, one or two baby mamas. Now you want to take that out on all black women, and now you only want to support black men who hate black women and all this and that. Hey, so be it. People got to learn the hard way. But anyway, y'all, I am definitely going to shut it down. I definitely appreciate all the support, the super chat, the cash apps. Y'all have been an awesome audience. And like I said, the only reason I've been going this long, with this chat, because I'm going to be going to New Orleans very soon. This week, me and my husband got our anniversary out there, so I'm looking forward to that. So I wanted to drop a few jewels on y'all because it's probably going to be a minute. By the time I upload anything else, that's why this content is really extensively long, because it'll probably be a couple of days before I upload or do anything anytime soon. But definitely, y'all, it's been real. It's your girl, your diva of knowledge, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm gonna always pour you a cup of truth. I'm gonna always break you off a slice of knowledge. Y'all be blessed. Take care. Anybody who wants cable, don't forget I sell cable. Over 6,000 channels, only $26 a month. As long as you got the Fire Stick, I can connect your cable anytime you need to be connected. Y'all take care.